Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Live for Speed Endurance Series presented by LFS France. And we're here on Sim Broadcast, of course, with myself, Eoin Harmon, joined with a bumper team. We've got Adam Sears, we've Mika Sarkkinen. We'll start with you, Adam. How are you keeping?
Good evening. I'm so happy we've got more GT3 and Prototype 2 racing. It's always brilliant with these cars, and with the drivers. Well, it should be really good. And it's New Dimension.
Heck yeah, of course, New Dimension Racing, absolutely. My bad for forgetting, but Mika, how are you getting on?
Good evening. I'm just joining this series for the first time, so I'm just hopping in for the action and see what's up for tonight.
Yeah, so we officially streamed way back in December. That was the first stream we got going at Shibuya, which was the original 2-hour event of our actual broadcastees, and then we built up to the 24 hours for Anna support event at West Hill, and then last month it was 3 hours of Aston. Definitely a very thrilling race, but now back to a custom configuration here at Long Beach, California for another 2-hour extravaganza. So this circuit, well known around the world, particularly of an IndyCar variety. So we have the balance of a technical first section. The fountain, of course, has the roundabout, and indeed IMSA are there as well this weekend, which makes the perfect teaming sense. And then after you get through the first 5 corners, you can start to build up your speed as we have more tight corners, and then the famous hairpin to complete the lap, where I'm sure there'll be lots of busy traffic jams to negotiate. So Adam, do you have any prior sort of nostalgia for this track or anything like that?
Well, obviously, you know a bit about it, and obviously the fountain is very famous. And I've done it a bit, I think, on Forza like decades ago. It's been a while, but yeah, I know it's a classic one.
Absolutely. And of course, the championship is definitely building towards its conclusion now, getting closer and closer to crowning our new champions. The Prototype 2 will be the premier class tonight. The 4.2 litre V8 engine provides 604 brake horsepower, and it's a very lightweight car as well, just under 1,000 kilos. So yeah, we would love to see how that car can get on through the difficult windy sections as well. But of course, the GT3s, my bread and butter, of course. We'll see how they all negotiate. We've got a great variety here: the Porsche, the BMW, the Mustang, the Mercedes is there as well, the Ferrari and the McLaren. So yeah, plenty of choice in the GT3 class. So hopefully we'll see plenty. And of course the Audi, of course, you'll definitely recognize that car. And here's a look at our championship standings. Darius Verzinskas was victorious in the prototypes last month, so he has 88 points, and he's ahead of Carlos Montejusis with 63. But it's very tight in the top 5 battle, with Gabriel Lara and Gabor Gior all very close, and of course Slevy McDykel tied for 4th place there. Roni Krompush, the final driver, with 50 points or more. And then scrolling on to the next page, a few drivers yet to score any points. It'd be interesting to see if they can get themselves on the leaderboard before the season concludes. But yeah, definitely a chance for Darius to give himself the chance to, or round up the championship. But now, of course, the GT3s, the Alexis Loudon's number 2 McLaren has been absolutely sensational so far this season. And he has a healthy lead over Rob Lochtenberg, Cyril Basset, and Pedro Picanco. Nearest challengers there was Stephen Martin, the reigning champion, just hoping to defend his victory from last season here at Long Beach. He needs to definitely prove from the front row how he can get himself in the title hunt for the conclusion. And then a great variety of drivers down in the top 10 and beyond. On to page 2, some notable names as well there. Martin Capel and Sean Lee stand out to me as well. And a few drivers, of course, on a single point, just for getting themselves in. I think you get a participatory point just for attending. So yeah, that's how drivers can get noted for a point score. And then a few are not able to claim that point just yet, so maybe their chance will come tonight. So Mika, any thoughts on the balance of the vehicles and how the championships are looking?
I mean, the championship looks quite equal. There's a lot of equal points and half point difference. Well, the top driver is escaping a little bit, but I'm expecting some good battles between those who are very close to each other at the points. So
strong performance for either Darius Rosinskas or Alexis Loudons could make the championship all but over mathematically if they really are dominant tonight. So yeah, the team's championship, of course, is one to watch. Starting off with the Prototype 2s, Yes Motorsports have the 88 points ahead of Saturn Esport, with Yes Motorsports' second car also in contention. Master Race Car and Race Green Autosports also looking strong as well. Roda Preza in 6th with Antiaris FSR in 7th. Lemon Dinosaur, very popular outfit, in 8th. And then FSR have their LMP2 team as well in 9th, and Team Sonoris in the 10th position. And a fair few teams, 17 in all, have at least 1 point with their preferred numbered car. So that should be all well and good. And the Renesis team have Alexis Loudons, of course. They are the ones who are homing in on myself and Stephen Martin's title from last season. Team Melika in 2nd place at the moment with Fantastique in 3rd. Roda Preza also in this category with 38.5 points. Buckham Garage will be eager to see if they can build upon their platform there in 6th place. Yes Motorsports, the Pleb in 7th. Energy Virtual Racing in 8th. Master Race Car have both 9th and 10th positions. And scrolling across to the next page, it's 33 teams and cars in total credited with at least the participatory point, and a few have yet to actually get themselves running for this championship. So it will be interesting to see how many more teams will be eager to turn up before the end of the season in the summertime. We do take another extended break, of course, but we can't wait to see how we get on tonight. And that leaves it up now for the floor. So Adam, do you think it'd be the case where the championship leaders can extend on their advantage, or is it going to provide a few upsets?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some scraps for first place in Prototype 2, but Alexis Loudons in that GT3 has been pretty much untouchable this whole season. We might see some competition from Rob in that Team America car, but yeah, I would put my money on Alexis Loudons.
Yeah, a wise bet there. We know how exceptionally strong he is. He loves this style of racing, and he'll have his work cut out to make sure. Certainly the prototype cars will need to be putting a few laps on our GT3s, and it's all a matter of meeting someone on a blue flag at just the right time rather than getting held up in traffic. And definitely the other way around as well. There will be some GT3 cars who will need to lap other cars, or else they'll be involved in battles. They'll come across other drivers who have just their own business to attend to, and they need to ignore it. So we're just about ready to
on
go
top
on
of that
circuit.
as well. Obviously, it's new dimension racing, and I think in pretty much every race so far we've covered, we've had some kind of safety car intervention at some point in the race. So I wouldn't put it past us having that as well.
Yeah, definitely around here. There will be some choke points. The hairpin, for example, if someone pitches a roll there, it's a guaranteed safety car. There's no other way about it. So we're delighted to see a nice sunny day in California. Very appropriate. We have 2 safety cars on duty today with Stuart Baker leading the prototypes, and then I believe it's River who has the duties of minding our GT3 contender. So I know in the previous race, I think Shibuya had a chaotic enough start, so everybody has to be well behaved behind the safety car. Relatively short lap here. Shouldn't take you too long. About a minute and a half should be the ideal prototype lap, I think.
I think we had a race at one point where we had a safety car intervention for a barrier repair, I think, as well, didn't we?
Oh, we did, yeah. I think that was Shibuya as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so custom layout. Yeah,
all sorts of crazy stuff that can happen in these races.
Absolutely. And there we go. Look at Fornieles in the number 55. That'll be a tough ask to try and dislodge Gabriel Lara, who we know is very, very good. Third in the championship, just unable to quite pick up the success at the top of the standings. So Brzezinskas and Montjusis are teammates, of course, so they both boost each other's profiles when they share the car. But Gabriel Lara, solo artist, I'm fairly sure he'll be doing everything he possibly can. Or, he has Paolo Petrov, of course, as a teammate if he needs him. So yeah, Gabriel does have a teammate, but we know Gabriel on his own is a stellar driver, so lots of work to do there. Now we move on to the Renesis team with Alexis Loudons, the almost unstoppable driver at the minute. If there's a day where he loses, it is a rare one, as he's won 2 out of the 4 so far, and on stream we've seen him win twice out of 3. So that's the daunting challenge everybody has to deal with, Mika. So we're just about ready to go into the final corner of 2 formation laps for this circuit, as there is the shorter lap. I suppose that makes perfect sense. My apologies. So Mika, we've 1 last formation lap to look upon. So is there anything in the mid-pack, perhaps in these categories, either prototypes or GT3, that you've noticed that I may have missed?
Well, I can't recall anything that you would have missed, but I'm really looking forward to this. And as you mentioned, this can be quite a challenge for the drivers, especially it's like a 2-hour race. So we'll see if any fatigue will play into anyone's game, if that becomes like an obstacle for someone. But
Yeah,
of course, some cars use multiple drivers, so that should ease them off a little bit, at least.
Yeah, of course. So down in the number 995 car, 11th overall in class is, of course, the series founder, Baptiste Weze, the French destroyer. So you'll be watching everything going on in front of him. But Gomez is the only car behind him. I believe Andy Gomez did not set a qualifying time, so he's down at the back of the pack for now. But Baptiste will be... sorry, that's the other Garcia, beg pardon. That's the GT3 Garcia, who has to start in the pit lane. So yeah, that's the challenge when you don't set the lap time at all. You've got to start from pit lane. But if
that a new livery for Fornieles as well? I think I recognise it.
Yeah, so Fornieles has taken the step up from the GT3 into the prototype. So
that explains that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So yeah, he's felt like the step up is worth it just to get the end of the season. And yeah, that'll be interesting to see how he copes.
Is that a new car entry then, or is that... Okay, cool. So yeah, that's a new car entered rather than taking over someone's existing entry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's in the middle of the championship standings in GT3, so he feels like, yeah, it's mathematically over for me. I can't do anything more, so I'm going to make the switch. But now into the final complex we go before race start. Gabriel Lara will lead the way here. So yeah, he's got to stay focused until the signal to go. He's opted for the high side, which will
spinner
on
in the
inside.
back.
Oh, a spinner.
Oh.
That looks like Ma, number 238 car. Yeah. So
green flag
he's
prototypes.
going to
Green
miss
flag
out on the green
prototypes.
flag launch, but we're away. There's a bit of a battle here. Luengo gets a fabulous start. Carlos Montjusis has to watch from 4th position to wait for any opportunity. But now the famous first turn. He's going down the outside. McDykel on the inside. Oh, lap 1, guys. It's a long way to go here. Around the fountain they shall go. GT3 waiting for their turn to be unleashed. But yeah, at the moment we've got a lot of prototype drama
Well, I was going to say it's a rare bad start for the S Motorsport guys, but then after that move into turn 1, that was crazy.
Yeah. Now green flag will wave very shortly for the GT3s.
Green flag, GT3.
There it is.
Green flag,
and
GT3.
Stephen Martin has a better launch. He's taking a big advantage here, but of course he can't block the inside line when there's inches in it. Yeah, drag racing, he can't perform the block. Loudon's on the inside, maintaining that pole position now. Vauclair looks a bit out of shape there, but he's survived it for now. Sinner, gets hit in the back there, and one of the Audis, Donald Fener, has given him a bit of a bump in the back, but it seems to be okay. And Paul Sitter hangs on, but Cyril Bisset, Seek as we know him, is giving Stephen Martin a great fight here, as the McLarens are the dominant chassis, at least in qualifying trim, and they're proving it in the first. Crash for Loudons! He's hit the wall in turn 7, face first pretty much, and he's gonna sink to the back.
I'm speechless. That's not in the script. What's that all about? That's the first mistake I think we've seen from Alex Loudons this entire season. But I mean, like you say, if he went in dead on front in for the LFS damage model, that's the ideal way of doing it if you are going to do it. But ideally, you don't have a crash at all.
Yeah, he's down to about 6th in class here. Absolutely extraordinary stuff. The tracker New Dimension Racing will keep you up to date every couple of minutes. And an unbelievable moment here with Donald Fener probably realised, it's not worth it. And Baptiste the spin, a contact made, and the French destroyer goes around 360 degrees, but he's lucky to continue as Gabriel Lara goes around the hairpin to complete another lap here, and he looks pretty comfortable with that plus 1 second lead. But Stephen Martin has lost the lead to Cyril Bisset in class. It's all happening here.
Yes, Cyril Bisset making a good fight climbing up the spots. Stephen Martin has been taking it quite cautiously at the start, and it's understandable. It's a long race. Maybe he can manage it in the long game. That's Pony's going inside there, and now he's passed just from the inside.
Yeah, that's no hesitation anymore, is there? He's trying to desperately catch that back. He doesn't want to get caught back in this pack and lose track of the lead of class.
Exactly. At least he is within 2 seconds of Bisset for the race lead in class. He's off and braked himself again. He's laser focused on the cars. He's not really following the braking markers at all. So at least he didn't hit Vauclair too hard there. He just about missed him. But yeah, he's got the slipstream on the start finish straight. You've always got to be focused around here. If you take your hands off the wheel or the mouse around this curved straight, then you will end up in the wall at some stage. But he's got the chance to dive down the inside into turn 1, and he's going to promptly take it. So he's back onto the podium in class already. A phenomenal recovery as we tick through the laps.
Well, that braking situation that they're having a couple of times, that would imply that Alex Loudons does have more than a few handfuls of pace in that car. So I would imagine we'll see him catch up with these next two guys and put a challenge back on the lead before the end of this race. I would imagine before the pit stops.
Flags already being waved for one of the GT3s, but Gabriel Lara still hanging on to the lead here. He's not too concerned about that. So yeah, this track is going to lend itself to a lot of cases. Miko's in the barrier there. He's gone on the inside barrier. One of the other GT3s just parked in the wall. There he is. He's eventually going to reverse out safely enough. That's a strange one there, to lose it on the inside of the corner rather than the outside like we saw with Alexis.
Yeah, well, potentially some contact might be involved in that one. We're not sure when you see it, but it's definitely an interesting one there.
Yeah, Lara needed to slam on his brakes as the other back markers come into play now. It's very early to start meeting traffic, and a bit of an advantage here potentially for Luengo, Matthias Luengo from Chile, looking to take any advantage that he possibly can. And there we go. It will be a clear road for a little bit longer, but because the GT3s did have to sit about 30 seconds behind or thereabouts for their turn to go, they will certainly be meeting quite soon.
Well, Yeah, another part of that thing we're talking about with the two formation laps on this circuit, because it's so short, that will also be why these GT3 drivers are suddenly being swarmed by these prototype 2s already within 5 minutes of the race. But I think they probably wouldn't be expecting that based on the other races this season. It's been a little while. They've had time to get settled in, really kind of learn who's around them, get used to the circuit again, even though they've had the practice this morning. Really kind of dial into the track and the conditions. But within 5 minutes, you're not really going to have that confidence. And then suddenly you get in prototype 2s flying past left, right, and centre. It's really going to sort of unsell you a bit, I imagine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just coming up so early upon opposition drivers. But now Loudon's back up to second in class as an absolutely outstanding recovery. So that's given himself a little bit of thinking to do. But he's definitely got the action of recovery. He's definitely pushed everything into this opening stint to redeem himself for that early error. But at least he could just back it up and go again. There was a bit of space to do it. On board with the defending champion, Stephen Martin, at the moment, just hoping that this track will treat him well again. So at the moment, yeah, he will use the right-hander here, turn 8, and that will potentially help him out. But at least behind him, Vauclair is a good distance behind, so he shouldn't be too worried as they drive on the seaside way before they enter the final set of corners. Yeah, good use of the curb there. Nicely done.
Well, obviously, same car as Alexis Loudon, so I'd imagine there's going to be an element of following and trying to learn from where he's got pace over Steve Martin here, and just seeing if he can improve while he's got the opportunity to watch.
Yeah, blue flags. You can almost hear the prototypes buzzing around these class leaders in GT3. So Luengo will get past as well. Loudon's not feeling as generous with the blue flags, but I suppose, yeah, it makes sense to wait until the last moment. And we've got a spinner on circuit somewhere. Oh, it could be Maillard or one of the... Yeah, it was Maillard, so he's a half spin at the apex, but he has recovered it. So Maillard has done a solid job there just to get back on circuit. To say, has to be mindful as well now, so at least once this is sorted, then it should be okay for another hour or so, just to have the time to yourself for a little bit. There we go.
So we've had those pink and beige cars. Obviously, I think there used to be one, now there's two in this race. So they both split their drivers into two separate cars rather than having a joint effort.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There we go. Our data should be back in control now with the first 10 minutes nearly finished here of actual racing. There's a big send from Fonyeles.
Getting past those GT3 classes. It's weird to see such a short track and two classes, so they're gonna come together many times here. So, and well, the walls are very close here as well, so every driver needs to be very careful throughout the race, not to have any incidents with the blue flags.
Yeah, surely that is true, Mika. So a bit of peace now for race leader Larry. Should be all right for a little while at least, before eventually he'll have to yeah, there will be one more car in the vicinity and then he should be fine, just to focus on his own race, hoping that he doesn't hit any of these sausage curbs or cause some sort of bother for himself. But he looks absolutely settled so far now that the first blue flag situations have all been dealt with. And yeah, the lap is very short here, so just a minute gone in this lap and he's already at the final hairpin. And we'll slow right down first gear, 60 kilometers an hour, before he can now push on and try and target the proper fastest lap of the race. It should be coming in a little while. But at the moment, yeah, there we go. Personal best for Gabriel, but not enough for the fastest lap just yet. It's Luengo who gets it.
I think also, just to flag up there, that number 28, I think that's a pretty good effort so far for the Project Racing LMP2 entry by Topal. We've seen them early on, they had a few issues, but it seems to have gotten off there, and it seems to be a pretty steady position where they are so far.
it's looking pretty solid so far. Just got to keep working around board here with the French destroyer Baptiste Tweze in his battle with Ian Ma. So we saw Ma spinning at the final hairpin on the second formation lap. The worst possible time to lose control. There's good work here from Baptiste, keeping Ian very honest here. Oh, he's got a great run here. This could be it as they head to the final set of corners. Sorry. Around the outside he goes. Beautiful.
That was very clean there. Yeah, I was about to say that was a very good run into the fountain section. On the exit, he clipped the wall, but obviously doesn't seem to have done him any harm.
And the hot wall didn't actually disturb his rhythm at all much. So at least position gain. Oh, look at this! Donald Fenner. He has to be very careful. Yeah, so Vauclair, the innocent bystander there, as he tries to defend from Fenner getting a hit, and that would have distracted Baptiste and Ma very significantly, but I think they're now safe to cross the line and get on with business. So that's absolutely fine. Yeah, Vauclair defending his fifth in class from Donald, and they will have to be a bit more courteous next. Almost mistake from Ma in corner entry on my monitor there, but he has caught it absolutely fine.
If my memory is correct, the 22 is a regular season entry for that team. So the 48 Sodium Racing car being in fifth in class versus ninth for the main entry is an interesting one, I think.
Yeah, I suppose it's not ideal for the points, but yeah, that's the way they've gone about it. They both want to participate, and they don't want to share the car for such a short race in comparison to what we had at West Hill, the 4 hours. The wonderful charity event for everybody. Now Gabriel Lara gets the fastest lap, 1:13.118, and Luengo won't be able to reply this time.
Outside the picture, I can tell that Loudon has just made it past Sears busy and took the lead of the class. And Sears was trying to fight back a little bit, but couldn't get the lead back. So Loudon's now back into the lead. A great recovery from him.
Great spot, that. Thank you.
Yes. So I suppose, the rule book states that whichever one of the cars within that team scores the most points is credited. So yeah, it doesn't matter too much.
A very generous rule, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very kind, but yeah, the ability to split the team up for the 2 hour event, just to make sure both drivers get to participate for all their practice. Makes sense in the end, but yeah, it is a bit strange that the 48 car has the track position so far.
I guess it does encourage teams to do that so we get more entries rather than someone just sitting out the race or something like that. So I guess it works out.
Yeah. So the first 15 minutes are about to elapse. 1 hour 46 to go. The race has definitely settled down quite a bit after everybody was bundled into 2 different packs. In fairness to Bisset, he's not giving up here. We'll have to yield to blue flags in a matter of seconds here. There we go. The prototype will breeze ahead. That's the French Destroyer's carbon now on screen. We've got the battle for the battle is on here for third position with Carlos Montejesus is on board from the Twitch stream, showing what's going on from his point of view. He's got the clear track ahead, but right behind, this is a fantastic battle with Fornieles. So no margin for error here. There's the look at the onboard of number 55, and he will have to perhaps sit back and try again when they cross the line to go to the first corner. That's a great overtaking point if you can get side by side. And here comes some slipstream now for Fornieles. This should be very encouraging indeed if he can make this pass work. And yeah, he's gaining, but is it going to be enough? He's going to the outside. Gerard Fornieles. Oh, he's blocked this time. Carlos Montejesus hits the wall though. Smacks the rear right wheel arch, but no significant problems there. He got away with it. And there we go. Good attempt. Loudon's, as noted by Mika, is in control once again. It took him just under that 15-minute cut off to gain the lead back. But Basay still within 0.7 of a second as we got our first race control penalty issued. So it's number 238, Ian Ma, who has been caught for causing an avoidable accident at lap 2, turn 10. So that must have been the formation lap incident. So he's been caught red-handed for that one. So we'll have to serve the drive-to penalty.
That was...
Yeah, the Olympic car of Gomez is it's very much in trouble, getting passed by Lawrence and Bissey, and also almost Stephen Martin and Sinner here.
Steve Martin has also been impressed with that behaviour, with the flashing of lights there. Yeah, I think obviously
let's hope.
Yeah, that car's in bad shape, guys. Yeah,
it's in very bad shape. Let's hope Gomez will get it under control and maybe the car fixed up.
Looks like it's a couple of feet narrower than when it rolled out the factory.
Yeah, but of course that was for track position. So Stephen Martin is now 15th overall. So Gomez really struggling for the control of that car. So yeah, Stephen Martin did not have to obey blue flags or anything like that. He could defend from Gomez as long as possible, but there we go. In the pits for his drive-to penalty is Ma. So at least get it out of the way and stays close to Georges as he possibly can. So there's race controls confirmed message on screen now. A great battle done out Fenair. Within 0.4 of a second of Vauclair, and here comes Ma. So make sure he stays behind that blend line all the way until the braking point. So true to life. You don't want to. Vauclair hits the
no!
Oh, Donald.
No,
He's gonna go for it.
This is tight.
They got the blue flag as well. Oh, this is not a very favorable position. Let's see who comes on top.
Fenair around the outside.
For now.
Contact again, I think.
So yeah, Matt out of the pit lane. He obeyed the pit exit blend line. If you jump that one, you could cause a serious accident if you're feeling especially silly. But yeah, that's the way it goes. So Matt, bit of understeer there. He has to hope the tire temps are still in good nick. But yeah, no doubt about it, Georges is reasonably clear now. Timing screen shows about 20 seconds thereabouts, so at least keep him honest. And now Foniella is continuing his fight with Carlos Montejisus, knowing the stakes are so high with the 72 car. They want to keep that car on top of the championship standings heading into the finale. But now Stephen Martin here, he's got the chance against Sinner, but Sinner is officially ahead, so that's an overtake for position from Sinner. And Stephen Martin tried to get him back, but not to be.
I was worried about this because with that prototype 2 that was ahead of Steve Martin earlier and sort of going all over the place, it would have probably put Steve off a little bit, and maybe just distracted him a little bit, and that's given them Sinner an opportunity to have that push and really challenge, and obviously got through.
There's another chance. He's wide. He's got to do the burnout turn, avoiding. He won't care about the tires. Just gets him out of the way. So turn 1 catches Forniella's out, the first real victim of that corner. At least there's enough space.
And that's our driver that's just moved up from GT3 into this class, and that won't be what he'll want to see. Obviously, he needs to. For this race and the next one, especially the next one that's longer, he'll need to sort of show his competitors that he can race and is safe to be around. Because obviously they're battling for a championship. They need to be pushed as much as they can. He was up in that fight and challenging those guys that have been up there the whole time. But yeah, you won't want to be seeing that, and yeah, you won't want your competitors to make that be their first impression of you.
Absolutely not, Adam. It was just a little bit of overexcitement, knowing that he's in a brand new car. Going against the championship leader. And Steve Martin has lost.
A little bit too hot there and slid the tyres a bit.
That was very scary looking. The walls closing in very fast, but luckily he was able to keep it, not going into the barrier.
So he's lost out here. He will have to work that second back into his memory bank just to try and find a way back onto the class podium. But he has 13 seconds in the pocket over Fenair, who made that beautiful overtake against Vauclair who hit the wall a short while ago, and there goes Montejus's with that buffer. He can now concentrate on securing as many points as he can. So the gap about 2 seconds behind Luengo. But yeah, he can keep pushing and catch Fener before too long. So
I'm sure Donald Fener will do the same, but that was some great heads-up driving from the Sodium racing car. Just made themselves very predictable. Drove the track as you. Oh, that's not quite.
Yeah, maybe not, Adam. Maybe not. He wanted to continue his racing line there, but he was not allowed, as Carlos would have preferred if he just stayed towards the wall to show that predictability that is required of any lapped car, just to allow faster drivers pass without compromising your own race. So yeah, it is the rule where you have to be predictable, but at the same time it's the responsibility of the faster car to lap safely. So if you cause a collision under blue flags, most likely it will be the race control saying it was the fault of the faster car for not being responsible. But yeah, as we saw there, a little bit of unpredictability, and that caused a small distraction to Carlos.
And that's the other thing, if the driver plans to put their car in a position where they're going to make an overtake and be clean by the corner, if that driver then is predictable, then side by side, you just both lose some time because you can't take the ideal line. You get all sorts of issues with that. Yeah. Oh, car in the pits. Quite early.
Very early pit stop for Diaz there. He's towards the back of the pack anyway, so he must feel something is compromised with his car and it needs to change. It's unlikely you'll be able to get... Yeah, so damage, repair plus tires of fuel. So on a tank, you might be able to eke out one more stop. But yeah, ideally, you should be able to get close enough to the hour mark or just above it before you make your pit stop. There we go. Luengo now puts a lap down. So he can focus on his race. There we go. Through the fountain they shall go. And Sinair, I believe that is, so Stephen Martin hoped to catch up to him before he has run out of time. And there's the Visa Cash App livery on Luengo's car. It looks pretty nice, actually. One of the better liveries of the previous F1 campaign. There we go. Very, very nice.
Yeah, fits the prototype car pretty well, to be honest. I like how it's made there in LFS.
Have we had this 69 car in the championship before, or is that new?
I can have a look, but of course...
I can't see it on the standings I'm looking at, but I might be blind.
No, it looks to be a new entry, so there we go. It wasn't here before. Yeah, the Zero Pace just crying inside, so yeah, you'll be able to tell that team name from a distance. Yeah, that team is brand new, so there you have it. So Matty is driving that car, yeah. Matty,
GT3 driver moved up.
Yeah, moved up, yes.
He was in the 12? I think we're going to be treated to a site in a minute. I think we're hearing some suggestions in the air that there might be something interesting being shown soon. Hopefully, we'll let you know.
Maillard's in the pits as well. One of the other Audis. Oh my word! Top aisle, very close there. Not enough to make an overtake. And Ortiz is in the way as well. Ronnie Crompush. Yeah, so Ronnie Crompush on the way to try and make this overtake. Yeah. So there we have it. My apologies for the mishap there. And Fener. There it is. There.
There we go. It's my favourite helmet I've ever seen on LFS. Absolutely incredible.
There we go.
I can only hope they have that in real life as well, because that would be amazing. Doesn't get old.
They were well and truly ticking over the laps now. Should be lap 19 of racing pace. If you add the +2 formation laps, then 19 racing laps for the prototype leaders. Oh, Paulos has been spun. Pure accident there. Loudon's made contact with him, trying to lap him. So it's at turn 3, I believe that is, just after the fountain, or turn 4. So thankfully, nothing worse than just a tip that sent him 90 degrees. So could have been much, much worse at turn 4. But Yeah, Loudon's just trying his best to balance being the class leader with being lapped. Ronnie
I think
push.
Ronnie tagged the rear there.
Yeah.
It's all getting a bit hectic now, isn't it? I think we could see if there's going to be some kind of safety car issue. I think it's brewing that way at the moment.
Yeah, could very well be. Turn 4 is quite blind on entry, so you have to be very careful. And thankfully, no one else got caught up in the mess. Gomez still struggling away here. He's 16th overall and bottom of the class standings. So if this car is undrivable, then it would be wise, perhaps about 2 or 3 minutes, just get in the box so you can plan a 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, it's always the classic sim racing warning sign when you see a Red Bull sticker on a car.
Yeah, definitely lost time on the last lap at 124. It's quite slow, so that's a cause for concern. It's slower even than Fenair. He's got a 121 there across the line. Beauclerc. Oh, Gomez spins again.
And it's the tight section track.
Yeah,
Very well, good visibility on that one.
Yeah, that's. There's another move for Ortiz. He has to go around Dan, Pueze, and Fenair. So stops right on the apex, but he gets away with it, and he's able to race again. So yeah, I think now if you're not gonna cost yourself, then yeah, pit the car this lap. Just get it out of the way. Make sure you can drive.
Yeah, I can agree with Adam. The safety car might be just around the corner. You didn't want to have it. So much going on in the track right now.
NGR might have to require some sort of intervention just to say, yeah, this car is unsafe to drive. It needs to pit. But of course, that's not a demand to pit. It's only a drive-through penalty or stop-go penalty that must be obeyed within 3 laps. I don't know if the sausage, the meatball flag, I should say, is enforceable in LFS. Yes, yeah, he does decide to pit, so yeah, he does realise this car is not safe for his own mental well-being, so he will pit, knocking over one of the speed limit signs in the process. But now back to the main screen of action here. Ronnie Crompush is following to see if he can get past Topal. At the moment, it's not going to be possible with lap traffic. More often than not, Sinair is also here. So Sinair on the GT3 podium has every right to defend until it is a start, or certainly a straight. So yeah, you should be able to move aside now. But of course, we've got Paulos as well, number 92, who's merged on the opposite side, and they both get through safely.
Do you guys remember what the estimated signals? I think I've got it in my head that the LMP2s were about 40 minutes and the GT3s were around an hour and 10. Is that right, or am I making those numbers up from nowhere?
Couldn't tell you firsthand, but yeah, I suppose the prototypes, yeah, they don't have the same amount of fuel economy, so yeah, it might be wise for the 2-stopper within the 2 hours, and then the GT3s can go 1 stop on fuel.
I'm just looking at Ronnie sliding these tyres on every single corner exit and wondering how long he's got left on those before they go up the coast, and he's crawling it back to the pits.
Yeah, that's what we almost wonder. As definitely this first quarter of the race is flying by. And
another opportunity for Ronnie to come up here as they approach the GT3 car. He's got to try and plan this one out and try and stay right on the back of Topal. See if there's a
Carolus at the final hairpin. I beg your pardon, Adam. He did a bit of a drift to the left before he took the right, so a bit of an unusual situation there. All
that
by
is
himself.
Our championship leader.
Yeah, it is.
And they've got a pretty sizable gap. It's about 27 points at the moment, but obviously their championship competitors are currently leading, and that 72 car is not.
Yeah, so there's no pressure really on the 72 car to do anything too desperate early on, like Gabriel Lara mid-pack in the championship. Luengo shouldn't be within his orbit either, so It's really just a case of just staying as close as possible to the Saturn Esport car. Like, you will lose out a little bit. Well, yeah, definitely Gabriel Lara. If you just drop the 7 points, that's not the end of the world. But yeah, just a matter of making sure the championship leader stays nice and cool.
I think it's also worth noting that although we do have sequential numbers of the 72 and 73, they are not teammates. That is the Yes Motorsports and the Motor Race Car teams, and they are most definitely not going to work together.
No, there's no love lost there. So there we go. Still pushing all the way to the end now before the pit stops come. And yeah, it seems like things are a little bit more calm now. Georges has lost a lap now to Carlos. Oh my goodness me, there's the penalty for the number 2 in GT3.
Whoa!
A drive-through penalty for the championship leader for causing an avoidable incident. That must have been with Paulos not too long ago. Yeah, the turn 4 incident has been deemed an overly aggressive piece of driving from Alexis Loudon, so that's going to cost him and allow Cyril Bisset back into GT3 class ascendancy. So this is a big surprise, everybody.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a huge story there, because I mean, like I said early on, I think this entire season we hadn't seen Alexis Loudon make a single mistake. This race already, he's had a crash and taken someone out and got a penalty for it. So that's really not his day so far, but I mean, he's got the pace to still come back through and win. I think it's just going to be very difficult from here.
Yeah, this is really going to flip the script. He has the pace, so I can imagine a good tight fight between him and Cyril Bisset towards the end, but well, Linus is making himself work very hard for this win, not getting off very easy.
Yeah, maybe he's also show off his talent and just give himself as many handicaps possible and still come through and win. Maybe it's just a vanity piece.
Yeah, certainly could be, but Bisset is 6 seconds off the pace. There is a look now at the number 42 going through the first corner with the French Destroyer just behind him. So these guys know each other very well. So the teammate there, Shine, has asked how many laps must you serve the penalty within, and it's 3 laps. So that's confirmed by Deco in the NDR race control team. So Ortiz pits again.
Always worth checking that, but that is a pretty standard lap count number, so it does make sense.
It is, yeah.
Ronnie Kronpus and Topol just got past Loudons, and at the same, Ronnie almost overtook who it was again? I can't forget the name. Anyway, it was a very close fight there. Ronnie still not able to get past Topol.
Hey, you can see them nose to tail again now.
Yeah, and they got another back marker. Ronnie, does he get any good slipstream here? No, he's quite too far away.
Another Red Bull car spotted. I think this will be one that we often see this in these sorts of races. 2 drivers just end up somehow magnetized together, and they just scrap for the entire race, no matter how long it is. We've seen it in the 2 hours, the 3 hours, the 4 hours. Sometimes drivers will just get linked together, and I've got a feeling that this Topal Krompus battle will go right to the end of the day.
Yeah, Alexis serves his penalty, so Julian Shine, his teammate, will be happy to at least know that's been served. And now Sinner, he's gone to be ahead of Alexis Loudons on pit exit, and Stephen Martin just behind. So it has to be unlucky there for the number 67 champion, hoping to hang on to the crown for a little bit longer. But at the moment, it's only a small reprieve. He needs more out of this race, does Stephen Martin. A great drive here so far from the number 27. Sinner. So there we go. Great performance so far. But the McLarens in GT3 so far look to be the best possible chassis, as they have a lockout of the first 4 positions.
It's such a strange one, because we have seen in other series on LFS with GT3s a big mix of cars chosen. We've seen the Audis be really strong, but it seems like in this championship, either it's just the drivers prefer the McLaren and they're the best drivers, or it's that the McLaren is the best car. But It's an interesting one that we see differences between them.
Absolutely. And this is Rony Crompush's latest attempt on toppling Topal. And a bit too much sausage curb there as they head to turn number 6. And this time it's a bit better. So yeah, Rony is on a Cloud 9 situation as he finally won a Rony's Tuesday Fun race last Tuesday. So congratulations to Rony on finally getting another win for himself. It's been a long time. So he wants to carry on that form into totally opposite series here at the 2 hours of Long Beach. Garcia in the Ferrari is going to block Topal for a little bit, so that will give Crompush that little extra boost he needs. And Topal decides, yeah, I'm going to pit. So the number 28 of Topal gets straight into the pits, and that allows Crompush to overcut him potentially.
So I've not seen any hint of it so far, but it is very important for Alex Loudon here to not start driving angry and start making mistakes and pushing moves that aren't on. Obviously, he's not caught up to try and bat with anyone yet, but we did see earlier in the race him make that dive bomb and takes one out. So he just needs to make sure he keeps himself calm and doesn't do anything that you wouldn't ideally want to do while trying to get back to the lead here. Doesn't want another penalty.
Yeah, no need to pick up any penalties. So Alexis George is now should be just ahead or just behind, I think, of Topal. So good enough job there for Topal just to lose just the one position so far. The pit stop.
That's our race leader going through, I think, on this battle.
So our two race leaders meeting up. Sinair, so the former leader, Loudon's, but a bad exit there for Highwatt Sinner. I'll put him under pressure. And there we go.
I thought I was going to have a bomb drop then for a second.
Oh my goodness. He didn't want to yield at all there, so that'll be another citation sent to New Dimension Racing to say that was a bit of a risky move.
It seemed like a bit of miscommunication there, where Loudon's had a nose up and thought this is my spot here, and Sinner did not agree and moved across to take the regular racing line.
Watch out for Luengo, guys. Oh, the V-Carb prototype just waits his turn, actually, probably for the best. Stephen Martin in the 67 car, just curious to try and fight for a little while, but Luengo finally will get through with that extra dose of speed.
Yeah, I think if Matty's got a co-driver or a teammate there, they'll be in their ear going, just give these guys some space because there's lots of chaos going on. And it seemed like he did that. He just waited his time, didn't try and force anything, and waited for a clean opportunity to go through on them.
Yeah, definitely. When there is the room to make your overtakes, then yeah, definitely take it as safe as you can. So now turn 5 complete for these guys, and there won't be a repeat of what we saw previously. Sinner already has that healthy gap, and you can preserve it for a little while longer. Loudon has to be patient to get on the power again. A bit of understeer for him. But he will hit the sausage curbs neatly that time, not a problem. And he's pushing as best he can to give Highwatt some sort of marker to say, yeah, I'm coming. It might not be this lap, but I'm definitely preparing myself. And Slevy, McDykel and Maillard have had some trouble, so that's a gain for Fornieles and Ma. So McDykel has come out the worst of it. Ian Ma is out of the race. He's decided to not carry on, so we've lost one of our prototypes, leaving us with 10.
Alongside Sinner here, and they're going turn 1, and Lonis has made the pass this time. He just went up from the inside, and a clean pass this time.
Very, very good judgment there from Alexis this time. Allow him to chase down Bisset, who's about 14 seconds up the road here. So Cyril Bisset would dearly love a chance to narrow the gap in the championship and get himself a long-awaited victory.
Well, as a sprint race, you'd be saying no chance, right? But we've got an hour and 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So I think it's on.
Giannotti. Oh my! Whoa.
hitting the wall there for that GT3 car. Big hit.
Close one.
And it's Sion as well, so that could potentially have suspension implications. It's carried on though.
Giannotti in the number 5 car should be potentially making the swap later on with Gabriel. So we'll see how they fare in just a moment. So yeah, definitely driver swapping will take place tonight, but most teams would probably prefer to deal with a solo drive tonight. At the moment, yeah, Ronnie Crompush, one of our other solo artists here, he won't have a teammate to call upon. He'd rather just get on with it.
Well, we have seen
a way to go.
We have seen in the past with these driver swaps that it takes a good 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes for that second driver that jumps in to get right up on pace, whereas their competitors that have been out the whole time, they're straight on it as soon as they come at the pits. So that's definitely something you have to consider when you're thinking about whether you do a driver change or not, especially with the lead they've got at the moment. It's only 6 seconds. If they do a driver change and they struggle to get up to speed, that could easily get lost, and you've got to try and get past this tight technical track. It's not going to be easy at all.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you, Adam. Definitely very difficult to get into the rhythm here, especially with a track that does... oh no, room here, and that's a mistake behind Ronnie. But thankfully, I think Ortiz got away with it. So
I think they were trying to do the right thing of moving from off the racing line because they realised they were slow. But unfortunately, the other LMP2 coming up behind obviously just had extra pace, and it was very nearly collected them.
Yeah, so Wesley, so far so good here. He's been quietly just getting on with things, and he's climbed up to 7th overall in this race. Having started 10th, I believe it was. He was towards the back, so he has been sneaking up the leaderboard, and he's well in contention for a mid-place finish in prototypes. Goes ahead of Fenair. Ronnie Crompush, he'd love to catch up to Slevy.
I would also say my 40-minute stint length for LMP2 is definitely incorrect because they've done they need a 5 minutes now.
Longer, yeah.
So we'll see how long they can make these last, especially the GT3 as well. I'm sure they'll have to do a stop at some point in this race.
They will, yes. But Slevy not able to make up much ground here as Loudons is ahead of him at the minute. And there you go, he hits one of the bollards down. He will perhaps have a chance to catch to the Renesis car in just a moment. So there we go, he should have the pace now to make the move. While the battle between Sinner and Martin will carry on. They're hoping to sneak onto the final podium placement.
Well, that is a thought actually. I wonder if we'll see any of these LMP2 drivers try and do some kind of fuel saving strategy, because if it's, let's say that I don't know how long the stint is, but if it's a little bit less than an hour, that would theoretically be able to do 2 stops. So it's potential you could see someone trying to do some big fuel save, and someone that's a bit further down the pack at the moment could come alive at the end if they manage to make their fuel loss.
Yeah, definitely possible, but we haven't got any obvious signs that there will be someone's fuel saving. So there we go, we'll wait and see how things pan out. Just looking at Slevy McDykel again, just trying his best to stay in contention here. He's kind of in that no man's land at the moment there. He has the gap advantage behind him, but he's not close enough to Forniella's at the moment.
I mean, the other thing they've got is that the 51 second Yes Motorsport entry, which isn't racing in this race, they've got 2 race finishes and 2 did not start, and they are ahead of the 73 car in the championship, which has done all 4. So just for their own bragging rights, they'll want to get ahead of them. But yeah, that 51 cars have some pretty solid results in the races they have done.
Chance for Stephen Martin to get himself back on the podium against Highwatt Sinner. Down the inside into turn 1, the door is open, and he will duly take the position here over Highwatt, and that was a beautiful overtake. And the champion is not going to lay down. He wants to succeed at this track that was so kind to him. We didn't see it on stream last year, but I got reliable information that he absolutely dominated the race. So he knew it was going to be a much more difficult challenge this season, but at least now he's got his rhythm, and he finally has the position. He's been waiting a while for that over Highwatt, and he does have the chance to pull clear.
Yeah, well, let's remember Howard had some very good pace there just moments before, so he's anything but done with this fight. He's gonna stay up here and try to retake that position, I'm sure. But let's see if Stephen Martin can actually get up to speed and get away from him.
Yeah, I can check out the lap times in just a moment, see how both drivers have fared since that turn 1 overtake. Should be a reasonable enough target to aim for. 1:18 and 19 should be about it. Yeah, 1:19.2 for Steve, and Highwatt 1:20.3. So pretty close, but not close.
We should also take note of that gap for Alexis Loudon. It's down less than 10 seconds now. I think it was it 15, 20
yeah,
seconds?
About 14, 14 seconds.
He's really galloping up on Cyril Bousset at the moment, so we'll have to see. Well, not only when he catches up, but also how the pits is going to go as well, because they also need to have a clean stop when they do come in, and not miss the box, not speed, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no more penalties. Not too long ago, we had the GT3 fastest lap, so that is a great sign from Loudon's. A 1:18.4 was his best lap not too long ago, so that is a good sign. He's able to take about half a second on the pinnacle against Bousset. And speaking of the fast laps, we've got Gabriel Lara into the 1:12.4, so that's his new fast lap of the entire event so far.
Yeah, so 2 laps ago, Loudon did that 18.4. Last time he did an 18.5. So some pretty consistently solid pace here. I think Cyril Bousset's best lap is an 18.9.
Yeah, that's about right, Adam. So there we go. The chance for Loudons to win this race. It's an unusual situation for him to have to fight from the mid-pack after being on pole position to regain the race lead. But so far, yeah, he's doing everything he possibly can after that drive-through penalty.
But I suppose the other fortunate thing is that it's, at least for his own thoughts on the race, is that those incidents appear to not be. They weren't things that happened to him. He wasn't really taken out. I don't think it was. Well, we don't know about the one where he hit the wall. That might have been contact. I didn't see it, but yeah, I think it's a lot of it's self-afflicted.
So Gabriel Lara won't have to perform a driver swap just yet, so he's just minding his own business there in P1. And now summering. Yeah, so teammates lost connection. That's what happened there. So Luengo is second, Carlos Montejus is third, Gabriel Fornielas not too far behind there in P4, and Slavy McDykel completes our prototype top 5. So he's got to work away about 4.2 seconds off. Krompush just crossed the line there in 6th position, with Baptiste Weze in 7th. So they're both in range of each other. That should be a fun battle. And then we've got Topal by himself there in P8. He's got a long way to push, but he'll keep fighting away. And then Alexis Georges is 9th placed in the number 9. And then we switch over to our GT3s with Cyril Bousset 10th overall and the class leader. And he has that gap over Loudon's, but it is narrowing.
That's shrinking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely getting smaller and smaller. But on the podium right now, in 3rd position and 12th overall, is Stephen Martin for SM Racing. And then Team Snorris have Highwatt Sinner in P4 in class, with Donald Fenair for Gum Garage, number 3 there in 5th place in class. And then Ortiz, number 21 for Radiance Racing. He's down at the back in 10th in class and 15th overall. But then we look back at Vauclair and Garcia. So there we go. Garcia in the 7th position in class. Then we've got Paulos for Lambda Motorsports, followed by Diaz. Yeah, there's Diaz now, and then Maillard, one of the other Sodium racing cars, is at the back of the GT3 class and 20th overall. So 20 racing cars remain. So nice even split.
There's definitely a theme with those cars.
Oh, he's gonna hit the wall!
Oh!
Back it up before the fast cars come. Yeah, so Paulos goes through on blue flags, as does Vauclair, one of his teammates.
Yeah, Grantus here, he was just held up a little bit by Lawrence, and Uese was able to catch up, but not able to make a move here. So let's see if Grantus can find his
he got
space
a
back.
contact! Sorry, Maillard's been hit in the back,
Oh.
and Bisset is going to be delayed here. Garcia hits Maillard in the back, and Bisset can only look
But
at
that's a
Oh, now
He's done well staying out of the way as much as he can.
Yeah. So that final hairpin proving hazardous now, as GT3s with various objectives in this race all meet up at the same time. But thankfully, Maillard at the back of the field recovers from hitting the wall and getting hit in the back, and he can repair the damage. So crazy scenes here.
Well, yeah, depending on how well your race is going, either it was fortunate or unfortunate that we didn't get a safety car there as well, because there was obviously we had a car stopped that could have been worse, but they managed to get it back to the pits on their own power. So still waiting for that to happen. We'll see if it does or not. It'd be an interesting one if it didn't, because I think we've had one every race so far.
Yeah, well, I think that it's almost guaranteed if you look back at the stats, but well, stats are always stats. Doesn't tell the future, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But of course, this track is very narrow. We get a lot of blue flags, so it would be very probable to get a safety car at some point.
I mean, we've seen a couple of drivers spin and be sideways on the track in that really tight section, but somehow they've always managed to recover without hitting anyone, and no one's come around the corner and smash into them. Most of the things we see seem to be people running a little bit wide and clipping a tyre barrier, which obviously shouldn't cause any major race suspending issues. But yeah, it's just it seems to be minor things that add up rather than big major crashes. At least so far. Never say never.
Yeah, that's one way to jinx it.
Oh, here we go. Pit stop for our race leader, Lara, in the second place in the championship. Lara, who they will be looking to capitalise on this kind of off day for the 72 Yes Motorsports car, who are currently leading. They'll want to maximise points as much as possible here, and yeah, leading the race as commandingly as they have so far is pretty good. But yeah, that early pit stop for them, they're hearing that was tyres and fuel. So yeah, that was the first to blink there, but yeah, they should be back out and rejoining in fourth place. Yeah, so obviously they're going to lose track position, and it's also before that hour mark as well, so that would imply they're going to have to stop again. But we'll see if they do some fuel saving strategies in this stint, see if they can eke that fuel load out to an hour and 5 rather than 55 minutes.
There we go, Stephen Martin still working away here in the third position in class. But the discretion there just allowing the prototype through, and then he overtakes as well. So there we go now. It's Saluka, new leader, Luango. So he's got ahead of Lara, I presume, because of the pit stops. So there we go. Luango taking the step up to the prototypes, pushing as hard as he can now to try and make sure that he has this time all to himself. And Slavy has come into the pits as well. So there we go. He'll certainly change tyres. I think he's happy enough with the condition of his car. Having climbed up briefly to third position in this race, but he will eventually fall back. Yeah, Cron Push comes in as well, so this is the right time now for the prototypes to get into the pit lane. About 1 hour, nearly 1 hour's worth of driving if you include the formation laps. So these cars are starting to run out of their juice, so they need to refill. So Cron Push should be pretty settled enough as well. That car is in good nick, so we can Keep working away. That gives series organizer Huezi a new peak to look at. He's up to 4th position now. This is a very impressive drive so far from Baptiste. He's going to put another lap upon Ortiz, who may end up finishing near the bottom of the entire race. Yeah, it's been a very difficult drive for the Radiance Racing driver from Colombia, I believe that is. So, yeah, it's a long enough journey for him. So, as long as he can find his best pace, then it will be a reasonable day's work for him. And there we go, through the final hairpin, but he's got to watch out behind him. It looks like Carlos to me. Carlos Monjesus will be let through on the blue flags. And lots of respect there. Looking at Loudons for a moment here to see if he can close that gap right back to Bisset. He will have to deal with Luengo briefly, so the two class leaders, or almost class leaders, will soon meet. And that will be a small distraction as the gap in the GT3s is now shrinking to just about 3 seconds. Luengo down the inside of the Renaissance car. All good there. And in the box, Alexis Georges has come in for his stop. He's safely enough in P9, it can't get any worse for him. Bisset's lead continues to tumble. George there just hoping to get back into this race, make sure he's not overtaken by Bisset. We'll see. Look at Gabriel Lara now back up to 3rd. Can he get by on the lapped cars? Oh, bit of controversy here. Cron push. Oh, he's been hit.
Oh, and made a mistake.
Ornielas. Oh, contact made there.
You could say calmer on that one. I think we're hearing there was a lot of kind of blocking and not really allowing pass. Obviously, the car being lapped doesn't have to jump out of the way, but it's polite to do so, especially if you're holding up someone competing for the lead.
Ornielas was following from like the last corner, so they went half a lap there.
Yeah.
And Ronnie was really holding him up, so I can easily see the frustration, but of course you shouldn't make any contact.
Well, I doubt it was intentional. It didn't look intentional. Just like
probably wasn't.
It misjudged the corner exit, but it's one of those where you probably wouldn't feel too bad about it afterwards, even though you didn't mean to do it. I've definitely had those where someone's come off worse from something, but I feel justified in it, even though it wasn't on purpose. So I would expect something similar there.
Yeah, that's good news anyway for Huezi, as he does gain about 7 seconds, roughly, I suppose, on the fact that Kronpush was hit into the wall. And there we go, into the pits he goes. So the French destroyer now realizes it's bang on time to make it on fuel and tires to the end of this race. So you'll be absolutely pleased with that first stint.
I think also to note for that Fornielas thing is that stewards frequently don't accept oopsie as an excuse.
There you go, class leader for the time being. Luengo comes into the pits. That car is in very nice shape, so the new tyres and fuel to help him to the end. Fornielas will have to make his decision on stopping or not. Will he have gone a little longer?
That hour mark is the golden point, right? Because to our race, you want to try and split it down the middle. All of these drivers have come in before that point. That does put, on paper, Ornielas on the in prime position here to split the difference. Whereas the other guys, on paper, will have to do another stop. Whether that's factual or not, as it turns out, when we see any kind of fuel saving or usage, or depending on all that sort of stuff. We'll have to see, but on paper, Ornielas is in prime position here.
Yeah, and Lara has re-overtaken the Luengo, but it won't be as comfortable as he would like here once Luengo gets back up to speed on those fresh tyres. 5.6 seconds off. And Carolus as well is in the distance as well. He could make his impact known at 8.5 seconds behind Luengo once Donald Fenner can be brushed aside. And there we go into turn 4 or 5. That's a successful enough overtake for both parties. And now they'll carry on the rest of the lap in peace. Yeah, there we go. Off Shoreline Drive. And then they'll head up to the Seaside Way. Nicely done.
That was good heads-up driving from Motochicus for not running all the way to the wall and assuming that Fenner's going to lift. It gave him room there and just nice, clean, sensible racing.
Yeah, Gabriel Lara leads again. And that'll be handy enough, but Fornieles will be 4th in class, I'd say. Fornieles hugging the pit exit as tightly as he can, just so he can get a bit of speed. But yeah, Carlos Montejusas will overtake him and get himself back on the podium with Slevy McDykel just too far back at the minute.
I'm going to keep half an eye on the lap times for Gabriel Lara here to see if there's any, once that pace comes up, if there's going to be any difference between where they were running previously and where they were running on this lap, to see if there's any kind of fuel saving going on or if they're full push. Looking at it so far, the regular lap times were sort of at worst a high 13, but frequently in the 12s. So far, we haven't got the 12s yet. He's sitting around high to mid 13s and even got a 14. So obviously Travis going to play a part in that, but keep an eye on it.
Yeah, there's still lots of action still to come. And now the advantage built up by Bisset is virtually non-existent. It's just a few tenths of a second. Oh, Ortiz will hit the wall, so Ortiz obeys blue flags in a very slapstick way, but no concern for Bisset. How much longer can he stay in the lead here? The GT3's very good on fuel economy, but on race pace, Loudons will be very excited by this opportunity to regain the lead for the 3rd time since he originally lost it. Through the hairpin they go, and George in the number 9 will be watching with interest to see if these two McLarens go to war or not. Will there be a great overtake coming from
I think that rear chase cam for
car?
Cyril Bisset does tell the story of the race, because his car is looking pretty new and clean, and Loudon's car is pretty heavily damaged on that front end, which is vastly different from what we see. Normally we see Alex Loudons gets into the race, and it looks like he hasn't been out there the whole time when he gets the podium shot, but he most certainly has here.
The first clue of the McLaren's fuel economy may be revealed by High Watson, or he's in the box. But for now, we'll focus on these leaders in the GT3 class fighting away. They don't have to obey the blue flags until it's safe to do so. And George will just have to accept he's going to be delayed here. Ortiz retires, so his journey is going to come to an end at just over 1 hour,
George
which is a shame.
Make it fast and really take them both at the same time. He's trying to, but he's going to slot in between them.
Uh-oh. Not enough commitment there from George, and Bisset will be happy with that. French versus Belgium here. Yeah. Well, this might help him back, though. The slipstream briefly could be an assist.
Double as well, another prototype car coming up and trying to lap these guys. Seems like he's gonna get clean through there. Fighting it into the first corner. He's right there.
Though.
Oh, but that was slow for Bisset, and Lones is right there. Couldn't get the position from that scramble.
I think what Topar did was fine there. He telegraphed that move, put his car directly alongside, and didn't hesitate and left room. So I think it was aggressive, but I think it was fine for an endurance race and just making your intentions known, especially in the fast class car. But FC obviously is not ideal for Cyril Bisset.
No, I did. Oh, late braking there, a warning shot across the bow from Loudon's. Last chance saloon here for Silbase. If he can block, he's going to go into turn 9 with the inside. Braking very late. Has he outdone himself this time? He has! But for the hairpin, there's still one last chance for Basset. The big heavy curb on the inside won't help. But around the outside, Loudons went. And he's completed the move without a doubt. Unbelievable. You don't normally see any overtaking before the hairpin at turn 9. But he has pulled off a sensational overtake. And he's at last back in front.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
That's a class move. That's a huge one. There's massive commitment, but totally clean. Really just put yourself on the line there to make that move, and fair play, he's nailed that. That was genuinely impressive.
Certainly was, Adam. A truly terrific pass, and that will be a big blow to Sears Basset, who'd love to win an LFS Endurance Series race. It's not been his chance to shine just yet. Every opportunity that comes his way has to maximize it, but absolutely stunning from Alexis Loudons to regain the lead after multiple mishaps have cost him. Gabriel Lara, is he alert to Ronnie Krampusch? We do have a penalty. There's a penalty for Fornieles, so he's the one who has to swallow the pill for the collision with Ronnie Krampusch. So he is deemed at fault, but Krampusch has allowed Lara through.
Yeah, that's not unexpected, is it? I don't think.
Yeah, so yeah, the blue flag, as I said earlier in the broadcast, the car that wants to overtake the slower car has to be responsible. And unfortunately, it was just a little bit too much to bear, and he made that contact. As Gabriel Lara now coming up to lap Basset. So through the fountain they will go. But this is the most difficult part of the track for a faster car to line up a pass. We know Alexis has caused some havoc as well. Oh, that was close. Krampusch into turn 5, though, will at least get a safe overtake.
Just an update on Lara's pace we're looking at. It was around this sort of time in that first stint where they started dropping into the 1 minute 12s. Still yet to see that. We're still sitting, I think the best they've done since coming out is a 13 dead, but they're pretty frequently on high 13s at the moment. So I'm not sure if that's just because of how spread out the field is and they're constantly going through traffic, or if they are sort of fuel saving a bit. But I'd imagine that they aren't going to want to come back in the pits before the end of the race for a splash at all, because that's going to really ruin it. So they'll need to make sure they can get to the end here.
Yeah, Long Beach is a very long pit entry and exit, but now Sears Basset thinks it's the right time to balance his needs of making sure the car is in condition to finish and making sure he doesn't lose that much time in the pit, so he can feel like 15-minute stint to complete the race is enough after the fuel and tires have expired on him. So there we go. He will be now out of the podium places for a little moment. But Donald Fenair is not even at the front of hairpin yet, so it should be safe enough for Cyril to rework his plan to the end of the race.
Well, so I think looking at the timing tower, I think it looks like it's just those top 4 GT3 cars that haven't been in the pits yet. Obviously, Sears Basset has now, but
yeah,
before that, it was just those top 4 that haven't.
Yeah, so that's Sears Basset, yeah. Sinair, of course, pitted as well. He was a bit earlier than everybody else, so yeah, I get your point on him.
Yeah, so we're just awaiting Loudons, Steve Martin, and Donald Fenair to come in.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how early some of these other drivers did come in, whether they're going to have to stop again before the end or if they can make it to the end. I think we've got the 22 Sodium racing car. Looks like they've been out for about half an hour, so could potentially need another one before the end of the race there. They have retired, my apologies, so they won't need to come in again because they're already parked in the garage.
Oh, and Fornieles, he was trying to appeal the decision and he did not obey the 3-lap rule, so he is absolutely apoplectic, and he's had enough. He's out of the race. A contender for the win potentially is out. So yeah,
that's
just
an
take
interesting.
take the penalty.
It's
You
interesting
can't
to call that
rescue it.
because I can't think of a time when someone's been given a penalty by the race director. They've gone to the race director and gone, "Nah, actually, I don't think I deserved it," and then they've come out better and won that argument. I think usually the race director will win regardless because they've had their time to deliberate an issue, and it's very rare that a driver or a team will be able to raise a point that wasn't previously considered before the penalty was dished out. So it's an interesting call there.
Yeah, it's a great shame that the tempers flared up like that. You just have to accept that the referee's decision is final, and it can be, of course, appealed again at the end. So yeah, just protest at the end. Still get your points for your hours and hours of practice and qualifying. So yeah, it's a great shame, but yeah, that was his failure to obey the rules. You have to know in the briefing what will happen to you if you are judged to be at fault for over-aggressive driving or other rule breaking. So yeah, that is definitely his own responsibility to take a penalty, whether he likes it or not.
And of course, this was his self-promotion from GT3 to LFS2.
Exactly. Yeah, he's doing so well.
So, and was right in that. If things had gone better for him, was right in that fight and potentially could have challenged for the win. But not to be today.
Baptiste Tuese. He's definitely looking pretty strong. I know he's promoted up another place as others have fallen around, fallen out, or fallen off. It's a great race so far for Baptiste. The race of attrition here for the prototypes. We've lost another 2 of them in the recent past, so to still be 6th out of the 8 remaining cars, that's not too shabby, and that'll be worth a healthy amount of points for his own personal ambition to at least be proud of his series organisation and making sure he can finish as well as possibly can. He's 8th in the championship so far, and at the moment he should be able to jump up past Rafael Viller. That should be good enough. And then Gabor, not in the car today. He will not be a championship contender any longer. So yeah, Baptiste just picking up points wherever he can.
Oh yeah, ahead of him, Topal in that number 28 car, still having a really solid day. Not seeing any major dramas or anything. Not currently being challenged at all. Just driving around and maintaining their own race and keeping it going. Doing pretty well. 5th place.
Absolutely, yeah. So Highwash could be targeting Stephen Martin again. That'll be his delta to try and succeed at the end of the race, potentially. Yeah, Donald Fenner going longer for Gum Garage. He'll have to wait for those pit stops to take place. He definitely doesn't want any disruption to the race, courtesy of a yellow flag, full course yellow or higher. So that's the risk you take by pitting a little bit earlier. You lose your track position, and if there's a free pit stop, then all your rivals who waited for their turn will get a huge advantage over you.
We see this driver is getting as far away from Alexis as they can. You wound earlier in the race.
Yeah, that should be Paulos. Yeah, Paulos is at the bottom of our standings at the minute, 17th out of the 17 remaining. So still, though, I'm impressed just to keep his commitment into the race. He's been doing everything he possibly can, and he should be able to just keep it nice and composed, just do what he has to do to get to the end.
Well, I'll point out as well, we've had a couple of very slow laps from the number 5 of Lara. And a 15.5 and a 14 dead before dropping back down into the 13.3s again, which still isn't in the 12s they were at before pitting. So just thought I'd raise that one. Again, don't know how much traffic they had and all that sort of stuff, but a 15 is very slow for this point of the race.
Yeah, definitely. With the fuel load back up reasonably high, he shouldn't be that slow, given his ideal performance so far.
But of course, was the first of the
Paulos there, Greg Paulos hitting the wall. That's okay.
Lara was the first of the drivers event in any class, I think, to do an actual pit stop around without any kind of issues before that as a strategic pit stop. So I think that was an hour and 5 remaining in the race when they pitted.
Yeah, now another look at Crom Push here. with 2 different cars around him. Yeah. Yeah, we're watching into turn 7 now. Is there yeah, there we go. We'll slow down. So,
didn't want a repeat performance of getting tagged in the rear at any point, so just, obviously backed off. Let McElroy go and, did the fight another day.
Sufor, who is Fornielas, is back in chat. So he is perhaps going to get into more trouble for using the chat. It's a no-no in New Dimension Racing series without permission. So yeah, that's going to be a bother for him again.
Yeah, I think that's a classic heads gone situation, isn't it?
Yeah, head loss. Yeah.
But impressive for McElroy, who is the other driver that's promoted themselves from GT3 up for this race. Obviously not in the fight for the championship, so decided to have a go at the higher level class, and it's having a really solid day so far.
Anyway, we focus now on the drivers that are still running and riding, as we're now down to the last 44 minutes and 43 and 20 seconds, I should say. So there we go. Still interesting elements to come. We don't know when the top 2 in GT3 will pit. We don't know how hard the likes of Luengo and Montejutas can push to get to the end and potentially challenge Gabriel Lara, who would love to make it a thrilling finale to potentially become the next champion of the prototypes class. So he needs the maximum tally of points, be 76 points if he wins, or 85 I should say. So yeah, 86 points. Yeah, 86 points if he wins. So Darius Brzezinskas and Carlos Montejutas need to neutralize that as best they can.
Yeah, so something else to note is that obviously with these GT3 cars that haven't pitted yet, it's not a car thing either. Although we do have those 2 McLarens of Alex Loudons and Steve Martin, you've also got Noah Fenner in the Audi, who also hasn't pitted yet. So it's not any kind of BOP or difference in fuel tank size between the cars or anything like that. It's just a different strategy they've picked to extend for as long as possible, which I think does make sense, because if you started off on full fuel, you'll want to get rid of that and get all your fast pace out now. Do that pit stop as late as possible and have a shorter stop, put in less fuel, and run that to the end. That's theoretically the fastest strategy, I would imagine. But quite a few of these drivers decide to split the difference.
Yeah, I suppose they were perhaps hoping for that yellow flag to come out if you lighten the load a little bit at the start, and there's an early pit stop. Then you have the freedom to take that and then splash and dash towards the end. But it has not happened in the first hour and 15 minutes of this race. So perfectly okay just to try and make up the lost time when others have gone a lot deeper into the stint, which will allow them to take a lighter load to the very end of the race. So that's the advantage for Loudons and Martin so far, and of course Fenair not to be dismissed either. So that makes it for a very thrilling GT3 event with definitely more to come.
Yeah, so we've had our analysis, Chris, in my ear saying that those 2 very slow laps for Lara were not any kind of extreme fuel saving or issues or anything like that. It was just lots and lots and lots of traffic they had to deal with. That Luengo did not have to deal with quite as much. The lap times now are back in the sort of low to mid 13s. Still not as fast as they were before they pitted, but obviously you've got that fuel load. So I would imagine it's partially a little bit of just you've got the gap, you don't need to push too hard, and just partially that there's quite a bit of fuel in the car. I don't think it's anything to worry about, and it doesn't seem like there's any severe fuel saving.
And in the box, it's the championship leader, Carlos Montejutas. He has the option of swapping to his teammate Darius for the last 40 minutes of this race. So we'll keep an eye out if the Yes Motorsports team want to swap, and they will not. It's a splash for Carlos. He's going to get back to work straight away. He's got the same set of tyres as before. And
is that
also
a second stop
Donald. It could be, yeah. It could very well be. I'll double check the leaderboard.
That's
Is,
an
yeah,
interesting
2
one,
stops.
that.
Yeah, big gamble.
Obviously, they pitted later than Lara as well, so that's something to note at least.
Slevy's back through, so off the podium goes Carolus for the remainder of this race.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't gone with a driver change, to be honest, given the I don't want to be insulting, but comparative to their competitors, there's been a relative lack of pace compared to what we used to. But I mean, if Carolus started, presumably that would assume that Darius wasn't as confident. So obviously just taking their punishment as much as they can and trying to maximise whatever result they can, I'd guess.
Yeah, Darius was available to be swapped in if needed, but it has not proved to be the case. Topal also comes out of the pits. He's got new tyres ready to go, so that'll help him out for the remainder of the race to try and regain places on Krompush and Hueze. Here we go, but we're watching the Renesis car to see if there is going to be a pit stop for the number 2, and hooray!
There we go,
timed
yeah.
it correctly. Stephen Martin will be armed with that information. Is he going to be on the same strategy as the threat or the main contender to his throne?
Is that an hour and
Safely,
22 minutes on the tank there?
Yeah, give or take, yeah, plus the formation laps.
Good effort, that.
Very good. So Stephen Martin is happy to go deep into the stint, and he will briefly take the lead. Cyril Basset is ways back now, so yeah, Cyril Basset. And there's the swap. Yeah, there's the swap of drivers. So there we have it. It's a chance for Julian Shine to bring Renesis. Yeah, I am fascinated by that decision.
I mean, fair play. I just didn't expect it, is all. Yeah, fair enough. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But like we said earlier, that driver change does come with an adaptation period. I don't know what the correct terminology would be, but thank you, a bedding in period where they're getting used to the car, the conditions, blah blah. They will all done practice. They were probably dropped out for a bit, did some practice separately, and then came back in, I would expect. But
I mean, they have been very strong in this race. They have had a good gap behind, so maybe they can also afford it. But it's all up to see how he gets up to the speed.
Agreed, Mika. But Stephen Martin, he knows Cyril Basset is the target. Shine has been given the cushion he needs to secure this victory for Renesis.
He's got again.
Yeah, he's still going. He's really hoping for a little bit of divine intervention here.
Is he going to the end?
So far. No, he's not. He's not. I promise you that much. He's not going to the end. There's no way. He would, yeah. Oh, Diaz is going to be understeering there into the fountain. And a hit of the wall for Gabriel Lara in the lead of the entire race so far. Put that behind you, in fairness. The right front suspension has taken the brunt of it throughout this race, but he is perfectly okay to keep going.
I've got to put my team manager head to one side, because I'm sure that Pete in the background doing the directing would agree with me that when you get to this point and you're sitting in the pit wall and you're watching your driver go round and round and round, everyone else is coming for fuel and they're still going, you start panicking of, are we going to run out of fuel? Are we going to stop on track? Are we going to lose everything we worked this hard for? But I mean, Steve's a driver that knows what he's doing. He's not going to push it too far and run out, I don't think. But it still goes in the back of your mind regardless.
Yeah, so Gabriel Lara will cross the line very soon. And Stephen Martin, he's still going.
Wow.
Happy to carry on. Slavy McDougall has overtaken Cyril Basset, so that's another distraction out of the way of Seek. He no longer has to concern himself with Slavy, but there will be another prototype coming, and you'll have to obey that blue flag situation as well. But this is a massive situation developing in GT3.
But this is the ideal scenario, really. What you want to do is you want to go as long as humanly possible, so you have a shorter stop, less fuel, and if a safety car does come out, you can pit under safety car and lose less time in your pit stop as well. What you want to do is do what Steve Martin is doing. The problem is it's such a massive risk that you get it wrong and you run out of fuel.
Of course, yeah, you will know what he had to do before the race began. I know it's easy to say, I have that instinct, but you have to make sure you're following the data on your hood so he doesn't run out unexpectedly. So yeah, this is what's keeping us glued to our screens for the moment, is we're down to 34.5 minutes of racing, plus however long the race winner needs to cross the line. There we go. Maybe lifting, coasting a bit into the hairpin, and he teases us, but he will not pit. He will not pit. Lap 118.7. So Julian, most recent lap would have been a 118 as well. So 119, I beg your pardon. So we'll have to try and copy that. Despite
I will say, looking at Alexis Loudon's time as well at the start of his stint, he did a 20, then 3 19s, then back in the 20. He didn't get to the 18s for about lap 12. So Julian Shine is only on his first actual lap. That's not a pit stop lap. So I don't think we need to worry yet, and the pace seems relatively comparable.
In the box is Greg Paulos, just making sure he can get to the end of this race and pick up his share of points. May just be tires. Oh, it's just fuel then. Okay, damage only actually. So this must be a second
Interesting
stop.
one.
Yeah. So the number 92 for damage repair. So he must be very happy with how this car has been performing, and he can just repair the damage and go to the end. So yeah, that's his second stop completed, and that'll help him make it to the end of the race.
That was the driver that was caught up in an incident with Alexis Loudon's early on that gave him a penalty. But obviously repaired that damage, carried on.
And still going, crossing line for the 66th time. There we go, Stephen Martin, the last remaining driver not to take to the pits. So he's really, really hoping that the fortune will reward this bravery or madness, however you feel about it, with your endurance knowledge. But there is Julian Shine. He wants to pass Donald Fener, and he will do so. 118.6. Not too bad. He's got to keep pushing.
But Donald has done his stop as well, as you can see on the left-hand side there. So that is just Steve Martin, who is still chugging away with that. If anyone in the entire race is still running, it's just Steve Martin that hasn't taken a trip down pit lane yet. Also, I noticed, I think Steve Martin may have damaged his wing mirrors in a previous race, because you can see on the image in the corner that he's got pink wing mirrors in that picture, but on his car at the moment, they're black.
Yeah, true. He's certainly taking a few lumps out of them, but he's got to keep working. Now, to the hairpin he will go. The famous camera shot here, recreated here on Live for Speed. And he's in at last.
There we go.
There we go. Appropriately enough, he crosses the line. Lap 67 for him. So he's obeyed his car number.
Has he done that on purpose?
He might have. You never know. He'll tell me, I'm sure. But there we go. Tires.
Properly, yes.
Yeah, tires were down to the canvas, so it's right to get them changed. Julian Shine will help the Renesis team back into the lead of GT3.
That's a very poorly LMP2 car there.
Yeah, true.
I'm not quite sure who that is, but it doesn't look happy.
Could be George, maybe, but yeah, this is the bat for Basset.
This is just accelerating from the last corner, and it's gonna get very close, I believe.
Oh.
Stephen Martin should stay just ahead.
I think so, Mika. I really do think so. Yeah, Shine well ahead. And
That's
Steve
a
Martin
monumental gap.
There you can
is
see
ahead, yes.
He's coming up.
Now,
What a great
the lighter
close
fuel load and the fresh tyres, that's a huge advantage, as Basset will see his championship bid whittle away here. I don't think this will be enough to help him last into the finale.
Well, before they stopped, Steve was a chunk
He's
behind.
well behind,
Basset,
yeah,
wasn't
he's
he?
well
So
behind.
that is an inspired strategy decision by Steve Martin. I did mention that was on paper the ideal strategy, and just had the confidence to pull it off, and also deal with those old tires. But great work by Steve Martin.
Yeah, and now Gabriel Lara can overtake the white and pink McLaren. And will allow. Oh, Bisay hits the wall on
Too
board
much curb
shot.
on the.
There's
Too much curb
no
on the corner
hiding.
and push him
There's
wide.
no hiding this time. Cyril, you won't have to complain to us about the commentator's curse that was on you this time. Well, Danhausen, WrestleMania tonight, giving you that curse. We got the video evidence that he cursed you, not us.
Only 1.2 seconds between Martin and Bissay, so it's not over yet. But Martin, if he just gets up to speed, he should be able to keep that position.
What do you guys reckon is going to happen here? Do you think Cyril Bissay's got the pace to pass Steve Martin, or is Steve going to manage to maintain that gap?
There's very little in it, to be honest, Adam, but Cyril needs to get back in the 118s soon enough, because I don't think he's quick enough to beat Martin on pace.
Julian Shine is already in the 18s.
Yeah, he's gaining time, but not enough for now. It'll take another 2 or 3 laps.
Sorry, Julian Shine is rapid. Like I said earlier, it took until what did I say, lap 12, lap 13 for Alexis Lammers to get in the 118s. Shine's already well in them. He's done three of his 3 of his 5 laps in the 118s. Flying.
There we go. Bissay definitely quicker this lap. You can tell the gap is coming down, but not enough to gain the slipstream to make sure there is a chance for Fantastique to make the overtake this lap, but he should be down in the the 119.1. So yeah, that's good work from Cyril. Comparing with Steve, yeah, 2/10.
Also
Shines.
mention the guys at the front, Lara, who has that 15-second gap now in the lead, also setting 1 minute 12s relatively consistently at this point, which is impressive work for that car. But obviously they were one of the first to pit, or I think they were the first to pit. So we need to keep an eye on whether they're going to have to dive back in the pits or not, like we've seen with some of their LFP2 competitors. But yeah, I think they'll be hoping they don't have to. Matty Longo has not dropped into the 12s since coming out of the pits as of yet. Still rocking the 13s at the moment.
A good lap from Carolus. Sorry to interrupt there, Mika. Carolus puts in a good lap, yeah. Oh, he locked up with it.
Carolus, that he's got up to McDougall there, and he should have a fight with him very soon. It's just a second between them.
Of course, yeah. So Master Race Car versus Yes Motorsports. This could be a tasty battle, especially with trophies at stake. The 3rd place trophy in the overall, and the prototypes on the line here.
And Carolus was 3rd before that second pit stop.
Exactly, yeah.
I wonder if potentially they didn't put enough fuel in that first stop, and that's why they had to come back in. I would hope not, but I think they can really explain to why they've come in and the other guys haven't.
That's a very much possible scenario, but whatever the case, they made 2 pit stops and they paid price. But Carlos, he's being a very fast driver.
There is some pace in that car.
Yeah, he's really teasing those barriers. He's getting as close as he dares, and they can't stop him at all. So beautiful lap there from Carolus, and if he performs that one more time, then this will be a contest without any doubt in my mind between Slevy and Carolus for 3rd position in this race.
Also on the GT3 class, Bissay is still catching up to Martin slightly and getting closer and closer all the time. They are not separated by much either. There's just a half second between them.
Yeah, they were going to be switching this race, aren't we, between these 2 battles?
Both battles are brewing up at the same time. It's like the sort of entrance racing when you got multiple classes and the fights are happening simultaneously.
I love this championship so much. We get this every time, it's great.
And Alexis George is sideways. Got it recovered. Yeah, he has recovered it actually, but yeah, he has lost a fair bit of time. So Gabriel Lara and Alexis George coming together. Now big traffic to get out of the way here for this battle for 3rd position. Yeah, the supremacy of the black, silver and red liveries. They've got to fight it out all the way to the finish line in the remaining 25 minutes.
Guys, I'm going to say something and I might make some drivers very angry. We have yet to have the safety car this race.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
you've said it now. You've said it now. We concentrate now. The race is ticking minute by minute towards the end. No disruption to proceedings by means of a safety car or VSC. Oh, bit of a mistake there from Gabriel. Yeah, the fountain curb. You don't normally put your wheels onto that curb, but he has managed to get away with it.
Yeah, but maybe I shouldn't have said anything about safety cars.
Yeah, you definitely teased the Lords of Fate.
This is... I'm hoping this does shape out to be the battle we're hoping it's going to be. It certainly looks like something's going to happen any minute now.
Also, there's a little bit of battle going on with Grundos and Hose, and they just got past Bishay and Martin, so it's all scrambling out there. Grundos still behind, but he's very much caught up.
That's a pretty large gap between Grundos and Topal as well.
Yeah, because Topal had the second pit stop.
Yeah, I kind of thought, for some reason, I had it in my head that Topal was going to come out and push back up and catch Krampus, but it probably wasn't reasonable to think that. Yeah,
they were very equal on the pace, so I wouldn't count on him catching up. But between Krampus and Hose, the fight has been emerging.
Yeah, I mean, usually we see a relatively sensible LMP race and then chaos in GT3. I think at the moment we're expecting to see chaos in both classes right up to the flag.
Yeah, it's gonna
certainly possible.
Get very close all around the field.
Because they will probably be feeling pretty hard done by, because they had a pretty obviously Alexis Loudon's in that number 2 car that Julian Shiner are driving had quite a few issues. They looked in the hot seat, but Steve Martin has driven an insane strategy, got himself ahead, and obviously, like we were saying, this whole race is quite a technical tight track in quite a few places. So it's very difficult to actually make that move. There's a few drafting spots, but Steve Martin is wise enough to not give the optimal line to his competitor. So even if Silver does manage to catch up and put a challenge in, it's not going to be easy to overtake Steve Martin.
Yeah,
not at all.
The last hairpin up to the start-finish straight is, of course, the place where you want to make a move and probably get the slipstream. Then you get a good launch in the turn 1. But as you can see, Steve Martin is doing very good job defending that move.
I'm putting money on Steve Martin. I think he's got this. I'm confident in his abilities to defend and drive that car quickly. He's normally a pretty safe pair of hands.
And he hits the wall.
Oh, Adam.
I shouldn't have said anything. Why did I open my mouth?
It happens to us all.
I'm the one who's supposed to have that conflict of interest, but anyway, we have to wait and see what Seek can do. Two of the great rivals here in the LFS Endurance Series. They are always so close. I know how good Cyril is in personal experience, and he is going to peak at the inside line, but it's not possible because of those sausage curbs. Again, a bit of understeer, and Bisset has his best chance yet. Martin has to put in the blocks. The hairpin, he could do a tighter apex, but no, actually the drive in Martin has helped him out just a little bit.
Is there anything that you guys want to see this race? Because apparently if I say something, things happen, so...
Well, you didn't get to your safety car wish so far.
Not yet.
I just hope it's not these two guys causing the safety car. It would be such a shame.
No, that'd be tragic. Yeah, this is looking to be... This shaped up to be a proper battle and one we want. It's been brewing this whole race. I think this this front group. Julian Shine has obviously put himself out of contention with the pace from Loudons early on to recover, and then obviously Julian Shine has come out and just come at the blocks flying. So he's got himself away from this battle, but I think this whole race, these two have been there or thereabouts for that podium battle, and yeah, I think this scrap's been brewing.
Opportunity for Bisset. He won't be able to do it here now. It's not like Loudons on the outside with Bisset unable to help his cause. He's on the inside, it's more difficult. But yeah, he has to back off. Paulos is going to be caught by blue flags. Actually, no, he's going to pit, actually, so that was helpful. Good decision. And now...
Of course, one of the major issues you have is the Martin's position is that you need to look at the front of your car for the braking zones and where the corner is, and in your mirrors to see where the car behind is and make sure they're not making a move simultaneously, which, and obviously as a chasing car, all we have to do is look ahead and push.
Absolutely. Now, look at Julian Shine here. He's going to follow Crown Push for a little while before eventually the grunt of the prototype is just a little bit too much. But yeah, very, very impressive stint here for Shine, also of Belgium. So yeah, that's Renesis. Perhaps... Oh, it's Cyril. Now it's Cyril's heartbreak. He's lost time to Steve Martin, just about half a second, but still a vital half a second, with Slevy and Carolus coming as well, the two podium battles.
That's the battle.
So these are two battles you want to watch, and now they're together for a little bit. Saves Pete Butcher a few budget dollars on cameras. There we go.
There's some slipstreaming going on here.
Whoa, watch and watch your mirrors, Steve Martin, as both cars are coming to your left. Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Proper high-speed stuff, that, isn't it? That's huge on the brakes.
Oh, he's hit the wall. And we're back to square one.
Yeah, and he's getting very close, but he was losing a little bit before the start-finish straight. So he just caught up the ground that he lost earlier.
Obviously, that's great for us, but horrible for him. I should also note that Julian Shine's last lap, he's done 2 that are 18.3s, which is his personal best. But still a couple of attempts off Alex Loudon's 18.1 at the moment. But I wouldn't put it past him to take that fastest lap in that car before the end.
It's Levy McDougall. Does he have the composure to hold off the championship leader and make sure there is something at stake come the finale in about 3 months' time at the moment, or 2 months I should say. Yeah, so there we go. It's all up for grabs here. If Levy McDougall can get the podium for Master Race Car, that would be a sensational result.
Well, of course, Lara will be hoping for that as well for the championship.
Yeah, he needs it for the championship. He certainly does. Oh, wobble there. Caught it on the onboard shot with Carolus, but he has recovered nicely. Donald Fener, he's going to be in the firing line here. But I think this is just the right time to meet a slower car.
I think Carolus' line through that fountain section is actually, he just absolutely annihilates that inside curve and probably melts it, whereas McDougall seems a bit more cautious on it. And I'm not sure what the suspension's saying, but...
Montejus on the outside. He's going to go right to the wall. McDougall has to take an unorthodox line, and that will even things out a bit. So there we have it. Now Paulos is going to be caught up as well. Here comes on the big slipstream. Carlos on the outside. Oh, he locks up the wall. Oh, it's the wall. 2 cars on the wall. That's game. That's game.
I respect the hustle, but it's it. As they say, day late and $1 short on that one. Just way too late on the brakes.
Yeah, that was a bit too eager. He should have tried to be a bit more patient. He had the upcoming corners that he could have made it, but Carlos, I know you can do better than this.
Yeah, it's a rare off day for Yes Motorsports. They very rarely get knocked off a podium come these special endurance races. So yeah, big pressure on the shoulders of Carolus to make sure Gabriel doesn't gain a huge chunk of points.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come back fighting at the finale round, but I wonder if that's just they've got the setup wrong for this race, or if it's just the drivers aren't as confident at this track as they are at some others, which is understandable because it's quite narrow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely been an off day for that Yes Motorsports team.
I'm afraid so. But we're now ticking down to 14 minutes remaining in this race, so give or take, it should be another 7 laps for Gabriel Lara, maybe 8 if he can squeeze it out, just to make sure he can maximize his potential as he takes it to the inside line on Martin.
Krampus is once again getting very close to hose here, and they are closing to the later half of the lap, and there's a little bit of slide, and can Krampus punish from that? No, he can't, but he's very close. Now this might be a battle that solves itself. Very close.
I think it's very much just a case of just sit right there and put as much pressure on as you can and just hope a mistake comes, because yeah, Huezi does seem to be the car and the driving appears to suggest some pressure is being applied.
Big slide from Brody as well, though.
He caught it though.
That's a good one. And he got the slipstream as well.
Ronnie on the retaining wall where the pit is separated. The pit lane is separated from the circuit. Paulos is also going to be caught again here. There he goes. He's going to slow down, a bit reckless in some respects, and that will put off Baptiste. And there we go. Krampusch has been working this move for perhaps 40 minutes, and he has finally made it count. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, Paulos just tried his best to deal with both those faster cars, and yeah, that would have certainly been distracting for Baptiste, but he's not out of it just yet. But he has to be careful. He hasn't been great in these slower corners as his car certainly burns through more of its fuel. But yeah, there you go. Ronnie Krampusch is our 5th placed prototype in the last segment of this race.
That's a loosest fast move for Ronnie in that last sector. It looked like he was totally out of control, but kept it within the walls, gained mass amounts of times, and then used that slipstream on the exit. So whether it was on purpose or not, claim it.
Yeah, you've got to claim your patch.
Sliding a lot there. This battle is far from over.
Yeah, there we go. Pushing still ever harder. And with Slevy, he's now come up to shine here. And that will be an interesting watch for Slevy. Just got to take his time, and then Garcia is there as well. So there we go. Obeys the blue flags for both contenders before Slevy can now burst past. There we go. Yeah, it's Giannotti. We didn't notice that.
That's a late one, there.
His late stop. Yeah, very late stop.
I think this is the outlap, so it's literally just happened.
Luengo could potentially go to the end. He's done his one stop. Yeah, he's going to have to save. Yeah, when did he pit?
I think he would have pitted. He was the one that pitted on the hour.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
So that was.
Yeah,
that was
lap
strategy,
48. He pitted lap 48, so double that. It's 84. So yeah. So he might just be able to eke out the remainder of this race.
I don't think he'll have any issues at all. Because you consider that they had those 2 formation laps as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have an issue getting to the end here.
Giannotti just into turn 1 now, so he's got about 20 seconds worth of work to do here. It's a lot to ask, but let's see if he can pull it off. And warning goes the way of Alexis Georges in the number 9. About lap 77. It was just an avoidable incident, but it's not worthy of a penalty, so he can carry on in P9 undisturbed. But as long as he doesn't do that again and cost himself another 30 seconds going through the pit lane. So we're watching Giannotti. He's tipped the wall there, but he was able to turn to the right eventually.
I think it's a horrible thing to say, but that number 5 car just thrown this race away completely with that early stop. We've seen that car is capable of going to around the hour mark, if not the hour mark, and they pitted so unbelievably early. They gave themselves it was 55 minutes in, I think. So
yeah,
they just gave themselves no chance to win. Whether that was just because they were using too much fuel or what, I don't know. But really got it wrong there.
Oh, good spot, Mika. That's Roni Krampush coming into the pit, so his work to overtake Baptiste. Yeah, the LMPs may not be able to make it to the end on this set of tyres and the fuel. So let's see now. Yeah, splash and dash for Krampush. He couldn't make it on his fuel load. That's going to bring him back down to P6. So 4 minutes of extra time for Krampush on track before Luengo pitted. So it's going to come right to the edge here for Luengo. He's got to time it appropriately. Either get rid of the dilemma now and pit, leaving him more time to push full throttle, or go as late as he can and hope that he does have track advantage and he can defend. So this is what Luengo has to do to win this race. As a brand new jumper from GT3 all the way up to prototypes, this will be a real upset when a lot of star names have made mistakes.
Yeah, and also McElroy just pitted from P3 that promotes multitude is back to P3 again. So it's all happening right up on the line.
I just don't see why Luengo would have to pit again. I'm pretty confident he's going to make it to the end. I think he's absolutely nailed the strategy here. I mean, I may be proven wrong in a couple of minutes, but
it depends on his fuel.
I mean, the pace before and after has been the same before the stop and after the stop. He's done the same laps. He's not been pushing more. He's not been saving anything. But obviously, did those two what? How long would that have been? 5 minutes under pace car, roughly.
Yeah, the 2 information laps. Yeah, both.
And then pitted bang on the hour. So, or pretty much on the hour.
He should be maybe safe then.
Yeah, I think he's fine. But not going to no to the flag, are we?
Yeah, it's
gonna
get close.
7 minutes. And 113.5 this time for Matthias Luengo. And Giannotti, it's a bit wayward. The front right tyre is still not quite up to optimum temperature, and that will cost him a tiny bit. So yeah, that was a shame. He would have been on course to lap a bit faster, but it's not enough here for Giannotti to try get the victory back for Saturn Esport.
I mean, I will say with a 15-second gap, if I'm Luengo, I am lifting and coasting just in case. But
he has
got the gap to do it, so it doesn't seem for the lap times he's doing it quite yet, but actually it does look like he's dropped off a bit. He was dropping into the low 13s before, and now he's mid to high again, so potentially lift and coasting, but I mean, it's also traffic so fluid around here with how narrow and how short the track is. It's so difficult to tell.
That's the dilemma. It just can't give you the ultimate notice of what's going on. So yeah, they've got to stay very composed all the way at the end.
But Giannotti has done their personal best, I think, judging by the colours of a 13.6, which is slower than Luengo's last lap still.
Wasn't quite quick enough. So we'll see if this is another personal best. He has to keep pushing. Oh yeah, 113.9, so it's a little bit off. And that gives Matthias Luengo more of an advantage.
Such an interesting situation here. I mean,
absolutely.
We love a field mileage race. You just never know what's going to happen until they cross the line. See it so much in NASCAR as well, where you think someone's going to win, they come off the last corner and run out of fuel and lose 3-4 spots.
Five minutes to go in this fifth round of the Live for Speed Endurance Series, presented by LFS France with New Dimension Racing providing the race control systems and safety cars and rescue cars today. So drama all the way to the end. We just don't know exactly what could happen for the podiums in either class. It's still up for grabs. McDykel has now lost out to Motojusis. That must have happened a while ago with the pit stop. So there we go. That's drama to the end as well. Julian Shine unstoppable after taking over the reins from Alexis Loudon, so he should be comfortable. Steve Martin still in P2 after that audacious long first stint, giving him 1.1 seconds of an advantage over Cyril Basset.
Yeah, Basset has been catching up ever so slightly, so he might have a little bit of go just towards the end, but once again, it's still a lot, and he's only got a couple of minutes left, so yeah, might be just a bit too far for Basset this time around.
Julian showed in that 2 car, his personal best lap is 0.004 off Alexis Loudon's best lap in that car. 0.136 versus 0.140. So how for the teammate battle, obviously you want to be the fastest one in that car. You won't admit it, but you want to. So Julian Shine will probably be pushing pretty hard to just try and sneak that one out of there.
Yes, of course. A bit of excitement on the throttle again from Giannotti. That will cost him a little bit of time. He's not gaining on Matthias. Yeah, this is a worry. It has to be said for the 5 team. And yeah, the hard work still being done to determine this race. But at the moment, Matthias Luengo has the control over proceedings in the prototypes.
A car parked to the other side of the track there.
It's probably one of the rescue cars. Might be Jonathan Palmer
it might
himself.
have been the Paulos car potentially. Oh, okay. Apologies.
Yeah, Paulos is running just fine. So yeah, I'd imagine it's Deco in one of his rescue cars.
Got minorly concerned about a last-minute safety car, but we're saved from that one.
Yeah, we've made it 98% of the way. We're just 2 minutes to go, which means another 2 laps remain in this race. We will not get the last lap measured out by Luengo. He's got to do another lap at least. 2 minutes 14. So yeah, he'll do this lap, he'll do the next lap, and then 1 to go by the time we finish the sentence. It's going to be a sprint to the end now. Got to stay alert for every last second remaining. And there we go. We've got Vauclair. A moment here for Vauclair just to allow for the race leader to overtake.
Also, Luengo's last lap was a 15, so I'm assuming there's a fair chunk of traffic there. But yeah, obviously more traffic, less fuel used. I think he's in a pretty solid spot. But again, still got a minute and a half, and it'll probably wanted to for the race to end on that last lap, not this one.
I think now he's going to back off. It's 1 minute 20, so if he goes maximum pace, then yeah, you will want to just say with about a minute to go, that will indicate the last lap of this absolutely dramatic 2 hours of Long Beach. So there we go, 1 minute 10. So this will be the last lap. We will tick over to lap count instead of time. So 1 to go. Leader on final lap confirmed by race control. And Giannotti will not be close enough. He needs just a mistake from Luengo to get this win back for his team.
Well, this is why these endurance races are so interesting, is because it's not just who's got the fastest car or who's the fastest driver, it's who's got the best strategy. And that 5 car, while having the fastest driver in the field today, terrible strategy and have thrown away the win.
Yeah, they have only themselves to criticise for that decision to gamble when they had such a very splendid car to drive tonight. It's just a shame it did not pay off the way they would have liked. They must have thought there was some sort of safety car guaranteed, but it has not happened. And there we go, Luengo will lap Sinner one last time. He's just got the hairpin to go, and he will be a surprise winner, no doubt about it. You've got to say He's taken the leap to prototypes with the Cookie Monster. Absolutely thrilled. Oh, what a drive. It's really,
a great effort.
He's waiting extremely hard there. He's so proud of himself. What a stunning drive for Matthias Luengo.
It's a good reason to be happy.
Of course, as he's better known. And Sinner across the line to finish off the podium GT3s. There's Giannotti with Julian Shine just in there to complete a stunning performance for Renesis. And if my maths aren't mistaken, then Renesis have won the title. So
that's huge for them.
We pass the crown over to them.
That's Carlos for the turn.
Yeah, oh, look up
Carlos is trying to hold
a lot of time.
Yeah, McDougall has got him up very recently.
Well,
the Chud is
trying
to hold.
Oh!
Lunge.
Oh, he's given
not
up.
able to get just right past.
Yeah, that's probably the right
holds
call.
on, but Carlos has been very slow for a couple laps. Now there is going to be another lunge, and it's going to go from outside. He's a two.
Wow!
It is.
Wow, he's done
That's a good job. Oh, McDougall, that's a good move. Great one. Carlos, he's just a bit too far. He couldn't make it. Yeah, Carlos just losing out the podium.
I didn't know that was coming. I looked at the time tower. I was like, nah, they'll be fine. And just wheeled that podium into position for him. That's crazy. We got Steve Martin. Was he close?
Damage. Yes, Stephen has beaten Cyril Basset there.
Good.
The interval was about a second or so. Yeah, 0.8 of a second was the difference. On a remarkable ending, we all had to take our turns to talk in the commentary booth here, but we've been absolutely spoiled for choice.
Nice bit of congratulations there, I think,
yeah,
as well,
great
while
respect,
they prepare for the podium picture.
Great respect.
Well, I think we certainly got a battle for the podium in both classes, which we don't always get, but I'm very grateful we did. That was brilliant. Really well done to everyone there.
Definitely, that was just unbelievable racing. And there's a look at the final score on the timing tower there. Luengo in 2 hours and 4 minutes with 38 seconds, just to make absolutely sure, gets the win here. Definitely not a prediction I would have made at the start of proceedings, but yeah, he's driven a stunning race with the speed and the strategy to get the job done. Gabriel Lara and Giannotti share the number 5 car into second place. The title is still up for grabs there, but it will be difficult after not gaining as many points as they would have liked. Slavy McDykel with that incredible move at the last lap, the third to last corner, securing the podium ahead of Carlos Massachusetts. Baptiste Tweze, the French destroyer, is 5th, with Rony Krompush 6th, Topal and Georges 7th and 8th to complete the finishers in the prototypes. Julian Shine and Alexis Loudons, I believe, are the new champions of GT3 with another victory there, 9th overall, with Stephen Martin in P10, a stunning drive with strategy helping him out. Cyril Basset, yet again, he'll be feeling hard done by. He did so well, but it's only 3rd for him. And then Hiwat Sinner and Donald Finner complete the top 5 in GT3s. We've got Garcia, Vauclair, Diaz and Paulos getting to the finish line. And then we saw a meltdown from Fornieles. He will not get to celebrate any great points really. So Sufor disappointing with that end result there. Just a shame he hit Krompush the timing that he did. Ortiz and Maillard also failed to finish. And the remaining drivers who we saw for only a short time, Ian Ma from the very first minute was in a spot of bother with that formation lap spin and he retired. Gomez, of course, he really struggled in that car and he was going to finish mid-pack of the GT3s if he carried on. And then Miko as well, just very, very brief appearance for him tonight, guys. So Mika, this was your first time in the booth, so is he still there? Oh, there he is. Yeah, sorry, Mika. So sorry, I didn't see you there. So that was your first experience of the LFS ES series from the counter booth, and how did you find it?
It indeed was a very entertaining one, and well, it had the aspects of endurance racing as one would expect from the series, and I have professionally written up my name for the last remainder round we have coming up, and I hope to make it back to that commentary box back then.
And Adam, what on earth can you follow up that with? It was just brilliant stuff altogether.
Well, I think this race is one of those rare ones that had something for everyone. Those who like really hard door-to-door racing, plenty of that. Those that just like a few crashes, quite a few of them. And those who are strategy minded, really something to think about and something to keep an eye on this whole race for that one. Drivers in there moving about and causing upsets and surprises. Those drivers moving up from GT3 to LMP2. Spectacular.
Yeah, so the interview room is now open for any and all guests. So we could start straight away, as a matter of fact, with Carolus. So I have to say, a rare disappointing day for Yes Motorsports, Carolus. But how on earth do you summarize that last lap?
I see 73 writing 200 BPM heart rate during the last lap. No, it wasn't like that. I had major damage after that wall tap. I got damage to my front splitter, so it just started scrubbing bad everywhere where I was either going fast or braking. So it was really hard turning into right corners because front left got the damage. And unfortunately on this track, most of the corners are right-handers.
Yeah, the particular last three corners are dominant to the right. So yeah, what a pass it was from Slevy. But I suppose go back to the start of the race as well. There was plenty of action, as of course the GT3s were lapped very early, as they were about 30 seconds behind. So yeah, came up across them very early. So how did you manage to balance having a heavy fuel load and needing to lap cars very early?
It was alright. I'm happy with my start. I gained, I think, 2 positions right off the bat. So that was a good start for me. But otherwise, it was a somewhat lonely race because the guys ahead, they were just simply too fast for me. Well, we didn't have too much time to spend on setup here, so quite likely that our setup wasn't optimal for this. We were using just so much more tires. Like I was down to half thread. Others were like 20% more than me. Well, just estimates from visuals, but still, that's different kind of setups. We saw that Darius was helping me, being my spotter. He said that ours is much more aggressive. We had more heat in our tires. Others were doing more conservative setups, and I guess that's better for this track.
You showed some very good pace and a very strong showing, like the earlier half of the race, and up all the way until the moment that you got the damage. So, how happy are you with the result as a whole?
Well, I did expect third, but I tripped myself over myself because that mistake was fully on me. I was in a good draft behind him, so I came with a lot of speed into the corner, and I braked slightly. Well, I guess the braking point was similar to how it usually is, but I should have braked a little earlier. Plus, I didn't downshift fast enough, so yeah, it is on me. But yeah, as I said, I expected third, but it's all on me.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I'm kind of interested by the driver split with you guys, because I think we're pretty used to you guys sharing the drive between yourself and Darius. I know it's a shorter race for this one, but we did see some other teams split drivers between 2 cars. Was there ever a thought of that, or was Darius maybe less confident with the track than you, or what was the kind of thoughts behind that one?
Darius had his wheel ready, but he was essentially force majeure situation, like a backup, because he very recently switched to wheel, and he is busy in real life at the moment, so he didn't have time to practice with wheel, and considering he jumped over from mouse, he lost a lot of pace, so he just needs like training laps now to get back up to speed. So, and that's essentially why we decided for me to continue. If we saw that we had a massive lead, he maybe would have taken over for the last stint, but it wasn't anywhere near like that. so yeah, it was only then.
That's actually really interesting. Thank you. I didn't know that.
I suppose just one more race to go this season. So I think, is it Kyoto again? Is that the finale? I think they're setting up Kyoto now. So yeah, the 3 hours of Kyoto. Carlos, so do you think you have enough in the tank to prepare your bid for the title at Kyoto?
Well, this track will definitely be better for me or even both of us, because in general we prefer understeery setups, but on a tight track like we had here along Beach, understeer setups are not good because you lose a lot of speed on the slower corners. If the setups are more balanced or oversteer, you can carry more speed during entry and be more confident on exits. We are confident on exits, but not on entries due to how we prefer the setups. So yeah, it was a bit of a track disadvantage. I have no clue how they did mid 12s.
Well, I have to say, you've managed to figure it out, and yeah, I'm very impressed. But there you have it. I suppose if we're all out of questions, Carlos, we'll let you on your way. And best of luck for the season finale.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and good luck.
Next, it's Julian Shine, aka Aerox. So, Julian, on behalf of Renesis, I suppose I have to pass on my congratulations, because I believe yourself and Alexis are the new champions of GT3. So absolutely fantastic work. Well done. So how does it feel after both of you were absolutely incredible today?
Yay, thank you. Honestly, I wasn't sure about the championship, but yeah, congratulations to Alexis, because he did most of the work. I was just there as a support, and yeah, he did 1 hour and 20 minutes in his stint. I just had to bring the car home, basically, because the gap was huge already. So yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it certainly should do. I know just how it feels, so yeah, you should be very proud of yourselves. But were you watching the stream on lap 1? Because we were concentrating on something else entirely, and then we saw the number 2 car was facing into the barrier at turn 7. So were you shocked as we were after that?
Oh yes, yeah. I would like to tell you that his cat jumped on his face or something, but that's not the case. It was just, I don't know, it was somewhere else in his head. He was thinking something else, and yeah, it happens. But this plus the drive-through penalty, I guess it made the race quite interesting. But his pace was so good that he's managed to catch up and make a difference. So yeah.
Well, it's a rare one that we see your car in trouble. Usually by the time it gets into the race, it looks like it hasn't gone out at all. I will say, you said that you were just out there to bring it home. Your fastest lap was only 0.04 off Alexis's fastest lap.
I was outlapping. I was trying to beat this time, but I didn't. I failed really close, but I still failed.
It was genuinely impressive, and your laps, you got right up to pace a lot quicker than he did. Obviously, it started the race and you're all bunched up, but you were in the 18s on your first proper lap, or your second proper lap. Sorry, that was an impressive bit of driving.
Yeah, thank you. But to be honest, I had only 40 maybe 50-ish% of fuel. So that made it quite easier.
Well, you can feel proud of your own driving. It was very strong. And, well, congrats on the win and the championship as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, Julian. And that will leave us with Cyril Bisset, who is always a wonderful interviewee. So, Cyril, hopefully when he's ready to go, we can have a chat and reflect on positives and negatives being the third place driver in GT3. So we'll let him. Yeah, we have mic issues at the minute there for Seek. So I suppose he won't want to have to reply over text. But yeah, we'll certainly have a chat after the race with Cyril to get his feelings on the matter. But there we go. I suppose I'll give my summary as well. I asked Mika and Adam for their takes. But yeah, that's why we love the LFS Endurance Series, and I'm so proud to see a brilliant team like Renesis replace us as champions, myself, Stephen Martin. They've been absolutely incredible, and that's the standard we love to see. And the prototypes, it was more wild and incredible action from them, as we have a surprise winner. That doesn't happen very often, but there you go, a brilliant drive from Matthias there. He got the job done. It's taken a step up. But yeah, definitely Long Beach proved supreme challenge again, and that's why it is a brilliant street circuit. But that will leave us to wait for June 27th and the 3 hours of Kyoto. Good balance between the sort of sprintish 2 hours and then the very demanding 4 hours. So yeah, right in the middle, good mixture to determine who will win the Prototypes Championship and who else can take some silverware home with them in GT3. So for myself, Eoin Harmon, Adam Sears, Mika Sarkkinen, and of course Peter Butcher and Chris McElroy as our broadcast liaisons. The New Dimension Racing team, Jonathan Palmer, and of course the safety car team were all very good as well, so we thank them. But for myself, that's all for tonight. Thank you so much, and have a good evening. Bye bye.
Bye bye.